as low as $400 or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Rose Gray from Fox World Travel inviting you to join us and explore the world in style in 2024. Our Fox Group vacations have been announced, and these are truly one-of-a-kind, immersive experiences. Travel in style and luxury as you explore, make memories, and develop friendships along your journey. Whether you are looking to explore Europe, Hawaii, Asia, Egypt, or Alaska, by land, ocean, or river, our award-winning Fox Group vacation experts have handcrafted exclusive experiences for people seeking to explore the world. Visit foxworldtravel.com where you can get all the details. We've partnered with the best of the best tour and cruise companies, including Insight Vacations, Globus, Avalon Waterways, Uniworld, and Holland America, to design these incredible itineraries, and they are only available at Fox World Travel. Visit foxworldtravel.com to see our Fox Group Vacations collection, or call a travel advisor to learn more. Join us and make memories to last a lifetime. We look forward to exploring the world with you.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update.
After suffering back-to-back heartbreaking losses, the Milwaukee Brewers bounced back on Thursday afternoon against the Cubs, this time defeating Chicago by a final score of 6-5.
And the pitch. Caratini to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Caratini!
Next up for the Brew Crew, the first-place Cincinnati Reds, who will embark to Milwaukee to begin a 3-game series tonight. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ, beginning at 6 p.m. with Greg Matzik on Brewers warm-up. To the NBA, where the Bucks and free agent guard A.J. Green have agreed to a multi-year contract. Green averaged 4.5 points in 35 games for the Bucks as a two-way player just a season ago. And staying with the Bucks, the team will tip off their summer league action later today in Las Vegas against the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off is scheduled for 4 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
And taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Everything's looking great on the roadways right now. Not seeing too many delays or incidents up on the board. All is well.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Checking your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny, a slight chance for an afternoon shower, a high of 75. Tonight, chance of showers with a low of 62 near the lake. Tomorrow, slight chance for morning showers, then becoming sunny, a high of 77. For Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Monday, mostly sunny, very warm, high of 87. And for Tuesday, a chance of showers and storms, partly cloudy, otherwise with a high of 85. Right now in Madison, it's 67, Green Bay 69, Waukesha 66, and in Milwaukee, it's 68 degrees. I'm Debbie Lazica, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Times 908.
Breaking down the biggest stories, talking about what really matters, and bringing you the biggest forum to let your voice be heard. Now, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue, here's Steve Scaffidi.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Friday show. That means a political power hour. And now, I'm always amped up for this segment. Always.
Me too.
Today's like extra. There's extra vig. Joe Zepecki, the Democratic
I got here early and went to a coffee shop and even took some notes.
Bill McCossin on the Republican side of the aisle. Gentlemen, big news in Madison this week. The governor signs the biennial budget bill, but...
Thank you, and I predicted that.
Yes. What did you say on that?
I didn't think you would veto the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, so we all kind of got it right. And I think that's what should have happened. But, gentlemen, well, let's just get your thoughts on him signing, and then we'll get to the nuts and bolts. Because this is an interesting time, because we have a governor who essentially said to the future Wisconsin residents. I mean, we're talking, what is that? How many generations?
I thought you wanted overall. We can get to that. Oh, my goodness.
All right, give me the overall.
Did you hear him yesterday? I knew it was on my side. It's going to be 2-1 all day, brother.
Give me the overall.
I was actually surprised how quickly he got to it. I think he had another couple of days.
He did. Yes, he did.
And so I did not expect after the 4th of July celebration to wake up Wednesday morning and be kind of checking back in and go, holy crap, he signed the thing.
And boy, did he get to it.
So they got to it. They got it done. And now it's this, the season of sound and fury is what I would say. And I think overall, this was a budget of hits and misses from my perspective. And I think that's probably true from Bill's, right? There are hits, there are things that we like on the left in this budget, and there's some missed opportunities. Hits include things like more money per pupil for K-12 public schools, an increase in wages and compensation for public defenders and corrections officers and state employees. Those are good things. And there were missed opportunities, things the governor wanted to do, like expand Medicaid, like fund construction of a new UW engineering school building. And that is the give and take of divided government. There are hits and there are misses. That is my 30,000-foot view of the budget.
Bill?
Well, we talked about...
Now we're not going to say shared revenue deal wasn't a hit?
Well, no, I get it's number one on my list.
Hits and misses.
Okay. So for those listening at home, the document, the veto message is about 50 pages. 45 pages are things the governor is acknowledging, saying these are great things. 45 pages. 5 pages of vetoes, far fewer than most people expected. Only 51 total. Grand bargains on shared revenue, K-12. We're going to come back to that one. Housing, literacy, transportation, overall health care. There was almost no vetoes in the health care area, and the employee comp plan. So in divided government, I would say we did pretty well as a state, right? They agreed on a lot of big things, particularly shared revenue in K-12. But then the vetoes came, and there's two, really, that I think we're going to spend most of the time on today. One is on the top 2 tax brackets, and then the other is extending property tax increases, annual property tax increases for the next 402 years.
You're a history guy. Tell me, and Joe, you're pretty strong on your recollection.
He just means Bill's older. History guy.
I am older. Yeah.
So we know that Tommy Thompson did some of this. You were giving me some information during the break. I think it's referred to as the Vanna Whites.
Yep.
Yeah. So historically speaking, is this some more of that, or is this something completely different?
It's a new area. I got quoted in an AP statewide story saying it's very creative, which it is. Listen, I worked for Governor Thompson for 10 years. He was governor for 14. I helped him put together and dismantle 5 different budgets. He had thousands of vetoes. Not a single one was ever overturned. I told you in the break, Highway 151 for your listeners in that part of the state, the 4 lanes between Madison and Fond du Lac was created over an 80-page veto where the governor took certain letters, certain words, and cut others out to create a new 4-lane highway. So over time, the partial veto has been limited by the voters 2 times, actually. The Vanna White veto and the Frankenstein veto have restricted the ability of the governor. That probably will be where this 402-year extension gets tested in the courts. But remember, this is going to end up in a progressive majority Supreme Court after August.
Well, and just to do some more recent history, after the Vanna White veto and the Frankenstein were sort of removed, in the last administration under Governor Scott Walker, the state legislature sent Governor Walker a budget that was going to impose a 1-year moratorium on school districts making energy efficiency improvements, right? New HVAC, solar panels on roofs, things that make the air better and cut the school's overall energy costs. Through a creative veto, Governor Walker was able to turn that 1-year moratorium that the legislature sent him into a 1,000-year moratorium. So for 1,000 years, Wisconsin schools cannot spend money becoming more energy efficient.
Unless it's changed. Right.
Yeah, and they got billions of COVID money to do just that. And not all of them did that. So, I mean, listen, I came from the executive branch. I appreciate the governor's partial veto here. It's the strongest in the country. I think the bigger problem for this governor is the politics of this. Remember, the K-12 deal was a grand bargain between Assembly and Senate Republicans and the governor. And it included sort of an all-encompassing agreement on K-12 spending, charter and choice schools. And there was never a mention that this would be extended for 402 years.
That's my question. Given that you did all that heavy lifting with the legislature on that piece, why do that and then do this? I don't see the connection there.
An expression of this governor's values and beliefs is that we need to spend more per pupil. Right, he has never been shy about this.
But he just worked with the legislature, which is Republican, by the way, and got that done.
And he didn't know that he had this path until they saw the final document. We have heard time and time again that in the last two budgets, Speaker Voss and the Senate leaders, there's been a couple of them, have tried to veto-proof the document. It is the most insidery, kind of crazy political game that is played, but it is the way this happens. That governor negotiated in good faith. Republicans negotiated in good faith. Republicans did their job in the legislature. They sent it to the governor. If they didn't think that the governor was going to look at the budget and try to figure out where there were creative opportunities to use line item veto, then they why didn't that occur to them?
But it's not even even smart. You're essentially you don't have no idea in 400 years how we're gonna pay for schools. You have no idea what the value of how much was the dollar amount.
$325.
You have no idea what the value of $325 will be in 400 years. So therefore, it's just like drawing something on a napkin and saying, "Hey, we're going to do this."
But again, listen, I don't like whataboutism. I really don't. And we don't know how we're going to power schools in 900 years, much less 1,000, right? And so we can have a conversation about whether that's too much power for the governor to have. We can have a conversation about, whether this is really going to happen for 400 years or the next time there's a Republican governor and a Republican legislature, they're going to do away with it. But let's not pretend that this is like beyond the pale and outside of the norm. It isn't.
I disagree.
I think there are short-term consequences to this. I don't think it's beyond the pale. Again, I will say multiple times today, I came from the executive branch. I understand and support the partial veto. I really do. On this one, though, because it was considered part of a grand bargain, a deal, it really violates the trust. And you can go back and listen to podcasts of this show 4 months ago where I said the only way they get grand bargains is to build trust between the executive branch, Tony Evers, and the Republicans in the legislature. Somehow they found a way to do that. I think that this singular veto destroys that trust to the point where there will be no grand bargains between now and the end of the session, which could impact things like the Brewer Stadium.
We are now in a position, my take, where now it's the next election, not what we can do between now and the next. That's all it is. This is a abandonment of that negotiation, thawing, whatever you thought it was. It's an abandonment of that, and now we're in full election mode, next election for governor.
I disagree, but I will take that as a Democrat, as the Democratic strategist in the room. I will take our priorities are spending more on schools and investing in K-12 public schools and vetoing tax cuts for those at the very, very top so that we can invest more in schools. I will take that choice contra a Republican Party that has proven to be out of step on the issues of the day, including things like women's access to reproductive health.
All right, let's hold the thought because we're going to get to break, and we want to get to the tax piece because only a very small tax break for what is a $7 billion tax surplus. Some weird idea that somehow the legislature is now going to work with them to fix that or remedy that. I don't see it. We'll get to that with Bill and Joe after the break on WTMJ.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Hey, Greg, give me another broad.
John, be nice. We're representing WTMJ at Summerfest.
Sandy, I've been playing bags in the Gruber Law Office's Sport Zone for hours. I need fuel before we head to the Pello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Mobile Studios. I should probably take this. Hello, this is John.
What? We're doing this interview?
Oh, shoot. We'll be right there.
All right, John, here's that broad.
No time. Greg, we got to get going.
You're welcome.
Hear Wisconsin's afternoon news live at Summerfest on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Educators Credit Union. How about this? Achieve your financial dreams faster, quicker at Educators Credit Union. Whether you're dreaming of opening your own small business, financing the cost of college, buying a car, or paying for your own wedding, Educators Credit Union is by your side with better rates, lower fees, and award-winning member services designed to help turn your financial dreams into reality. Learn more at ECU.com. Join me. I'm a member. Joined last year. Membership is open to anyone who lives in or works in southeastern Wisconsin. Federally insured, of course, by NCUA.
Gear up for a can't-miss week of summer baseball as the Brewers battle NL Central foes in the Cubs and Reds. Monday, July 3rd through Sunday, July 9th. It's a 4th of July week stacked with Brewers action. 2 divisional matchups and fun for the whole family with kids and seniors days. Plus Sesame Street Day at the ballpark on Saturday the 8th. Get your seats at brewers.com/promotions.
The freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 23 to 30.5 ounce can Hills Brothers chock full of nuts or MJB coffee, $7.99 after coupon. 5.3 ounce cup yogurt or 7 ounce bottle smoothie, Dannon or Too Good Greek yogurt or smoothie, 4 for $5. 12.5 ounce pesto or 16 to 20 ounce pasta, Rana pesto sauce or pasta, $5.99. 6 count mega rolls, quilted northern bath tissue, $7.99.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show.
I tell you, we should podcast. My brain's spinning. We should podcast the commercial break discussion and play that for like the WTMJ insiders. I might do that, except I use an expletive, so I probably have to take that out.
It can be a blue podcast.
Although podcasts, yeah.
It could have an adult warning on it, right?
It could.
Yeah.
We're all adults here.
Right.
Yes. Joe Zapecki, Bill McCoshen, Joe on the left, Bill on the right, me on the right, too.
Your left.
Yeah.
Today, Steve is firmly on the right.
Yes.
I love it.
Which is probably
yell about the tax cut you got. Yell about how it wasn't enough.
So the governor basically eliminated any tax break for those of us making more than $37,000 or something like that.
Everybody in the state got a tax cut.
Yeah, I know, because it's a what is it? A marginal tax rate. Everybody gets something. What is it? $30-some?
$37.
That buys you dinner out here at 3rd Street Market Hall one day. For
Half a tank of gas.
Half
for
a
me.
tank of gas. Yeah, for me too.
Oh, yeah.
Are you driving a tank to work?
$81 the
I
other
wish.
day. $81 for the F1.
You know one for sale? No.
So, Bill,
Yukon Denali.
Start with you, Bill. I mean, somebody said yesterday on the text line, well, this is because Republicans moved the number of brackets down from at one point it was like 11 or double digits down to like 4.
Yeah.
Is that the reason
Let
why?
me simplify this. This started with Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu saying, let's have a flat tax. And as the former Commerce Secretary, that would be a competitive advantage for Wisconsin. It would put us on the same playing field with every state in the Midwest except for Minnesota, which has a higher income tax than Wisconsin does. So I get that. The governor instantly said he would veto that. There's no chance he would ever sign it. So the Republicans migrated to reducing all the taxes, all 4 of the brackets, in fact, collapsing the middle too. The total cost of it was about $3.5 billion, okay? The governor, I think, made a very strategic error here. He vetoed both of the cuts in the top 2 brackets. Now, let me tell you who got the tax cut. I would call that the working poor. Anyone making less than $36,000, you absolutely got a tax cut. If you're making more than that, you got the same number, which is $37 per person. So let me tell you who's in the second bracket. People making $36,000 to $249,900, which is most of the small businesses here in the state of Wisconsin. They file as S corps. Literally, the entire middle class is in that second bracket. Mm-hmm. The governor probably could have won politically if he only eliminated the top bracket. He chose to go deeper than that. Now, here's my plea to my Republican friends. Be strategic about how you override this veto. I would absolutely bring this back for a veto, but I would only bring back the second bracket, the entire middle class. I would force Democrats to vote on that second bracket, which literally includes 74% of all tax filers in the state of Wisconsin. I would not touch the higher bracket. Sorry, guys. We'll have to wait for a Republican governor down the road. I would bring that back, force that in September. And by the way, on a process thing, there are 2 bills. There are 2 budget bills every year. There's an Assembly version and a Senate version. They passed the Senate version. The reason for that is related to the override. The House of Origin is where the override starts. So this is a Senate bill. The reason is Republicans have a supermajority in the Senate. They can easily override the governor on this. And frankly, they might even get Democrats like Brad Pfaff to come along, who represents La Crosse. If I'm them, I start with that. I might even have hearings on the override of that second bracket, not the top bracket, which is in the entire middle class. And then I put pressure on 3 suburban Democrats in the assembly to try and finalize this override.
Everything he just said is brilliant from the Republican side. Here's the question, though. Will they do that?
If they want to win. Listen, here's my beef with Republicans right now. We spend too much time on process. If you've watched Twitter, conservative Twitter over the last 3 days, oh my God, 90% of the tweets are about process. Voters don't care about process. Nope. We got to play to win. Democrats play to win. This is a winning strategy. If they want to win, zero in on the middle class tax bracket where everybody wins. It's a majority. Otherwise, we've got $3 billion parked in the kitty for the next 18 months.
So Bill should just drop the mic. That was brilliant.
I'll make 2 points. The first is I really want to press on the absurdity of a tax code that views someone who makes, or a family that makes $37,000 a year, the same as a family that makes $249,000 a year. That is wildly different lived experiences, and we should have a more progressive tax code that takes that into account. We did for a long time. Second point, the flatter tax is not working in other upper Midwest states. Iowa is not like kicking our tail because they have a flat tax. In fact, they're still losing businesses, losing population, losing people coming in. Minnesota, which you mentioned, has a higher income tax. They have more Fortune 500 companies than any other upper Midwest state. So it's not that simple. These are choices. My choice would be, let's go back to some sanity in where these brackets fall.
It's a different argument. I don't think Republicans will go there, Joe. I think if I'm them, I give this override a shot. If it fails, I do nothing for the rest of this session, and I run on it. And I run against Democrats on the fact that they refuse to give the middle class a tax cut.
Does Evers have to fix this?
I don't think so.
Okay, then he's going to have to run on that if he decides to run again.
I think he's got the upper hand by being able to go to voters and say, these are my priorities. Education, defending women's freedom to make their own health care choices. So health care.
Talk about everything else but the fact that you just screwed out the entire middle class.
After running on cutting income taxes for middle class taxpayers.
$249,000 is not what I would call middle class.
Most of those people are small businesses.
Job creators. Economy drivers.
Yeah.
I think you forget the power of that group.
I said it last week. I said it last week. I get it. You guys love a tax cut. You wake up in the morning and the Republicans want to cut taxes. I get it. Since when has that been true of Democrats?
According to Stats USA, only 6.1% of Wisconsinites make more than $200,000. So we're not talking about a lot of people here, but we are talking about a lot of small businesses.
So
right?
let's change the brackets and go back to where they were and have, as you said, 74% of the state paying the state.
I asked Bill the question: will this happen? Will he do something about it? Governor Evers.
It's not on Governor Evers. What I would do if I was Governor Evers, here's my advice to him.
Quickly.
You've got $3 billion now. That means you've got room to negotiate in the fall for a targeted middle class tax cut, the engineering building, other things you didn't get done. That surplus sitting there is an incentive to negotiate and to continue to work together.
All right, we got a break. Here's the deal, though. You blow up trust, kind of hard to negotiate things.
They're crying over spilt milk. Come on.
Please, Joe. You're smarter than that. Quick break.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ. One more series before the break, so let's make this one a true classic. It's the Brewers and the Reds in a fight for first in the division.
And the pitch to Willie. Hit to left center. Deep. Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Willie Adams!
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:35.
And the Brewers have the lead!
Presented by American Family Insurance. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. The world's busiest airport at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh also has some of the world's finest air shows every day from July 24th through the 30th. 9 air shows over 7 days, including 2 night air shows. Brings you top aerobatic pilots to military jets, plus the latest technology and warbirds. EAA AirVenture is truly the world's greatest aviation celebration with aerial displays and family activities all week long. EAA AirVenture Oshkosh, July 24th through the 30th. To get tickets, go to EAA.org.
Matt had just moved into his first apartment and needed furniture to fill it, but he didn't have a big credit line. So I told him about St. Vincent de Paul. There's always a nice selection of gently used furniture there, and sometimes you can find some really cool retro pieces. And the best part is, it's always super affordable. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores for first-time furniture buyers or anyone looking for great deals on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too. Because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach. One who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at AccuNet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
All right, we're going to continue the conversation after the news. It is 9:31 here at WTMJ from our Breaking News Center. Debbie Lozigan.
Thank you, Steve. A packed house at the Rose Senior Center in Milwaukee to discuss a proposed 2% sales tax. The tax is part of the state's shared revenue plan. It would help cover soaring pension costs. The Common Council will vote on the increase next Tuesday. The council needs 10 of 15 votes in order to pass the measure. A federal court judge is ruling against a Mukwonago area school district bathroom policy. The judge ruled in favor of an 11-year-old transgender child in a lawsuit against the district, granting a temporary restraining order prohibiting the schools from implementing its bathroom policy against the student. The policy was approved by the school board last month. The woman charged with stealing donations for Stars and Stripes honor flights appeared in court on Thursday. According to Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, the Joni Nogay's attorney says she is ready to make good on the situation. Nogay from Cudahy did not enter a plea. She was ordered to report to the Milwaukee County Jail to be booked on Sunday. Prosecutors allege that the 60-year-old collected more than $100,000 in donations intended for the Stars and Stripes honor flight program from 2013 to 2023, but routinely deposited the funds into her personal accounts. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is down 55 points to 33,867. The NASDAQ is up about 9 points to 13,688. And the S&P is down 2 points to 4,408 points. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. It has been a pretty clear morning. No incidents to report, really. Maybe a quick tap of the brakes on southbound 41, just south of Appleton Avenue. But overall, we're actually looking at a good ride.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
In your WTMJ 5-day forecast today, mostly sunny, a slight chance for an afternoon shower, a high of 75. Tonight, chance of showers, a low of 62 at the lake. Tomorrow, a slight chance for morning showers, becoming sunny, a high of 77. For Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Monday, mostly sunny, very warm, a high of 87. And Tuesday looks great too. A little chance of showers or storms, but it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 85. Right now in Appleton, it's 71 degrees, Mukwonago 69, and in Milwaukee, it's 68 degrees. I'm Debbie Loziga, citing a limited WTMJ News Times 934.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way, I know, when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. New Pepto Kids gummies helps relieve occasional stomach upsets, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for new Pepto Kids gummies. Fast support for little tummies.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your home is the place where you know your loved ones are secure. But the things that keep your home protected can't keep pests at bay. That's where RAID comes in. For 60 years, RAID scientists have worked to protect people around the world with trusted research, ingredients, testing standards, and product efficacy. RAID seeks to create a better future for all, especially the ones you love most. RAID, protection for all.
Trust the lawn and garden experts at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have the supplies you need to keep your yard going strong all summer long at unbeatable prices. Like 16-pound bags of Kingsford charcoal briquettes, just $11.99. Save 10% on select Rust-Oleum Stops Rust paint. And get a free DeWalt cordless leaf blower when you buy any DeWalt cordless mower. A $220 value, free. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, the guaranteed lowest price or we'll match it.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Now, more of the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
As always on Fridays, the Political Power Hour with Joseph Pecky, Democratic strategist Bill McCoshen on the Republican side of things. Bill wants to make some final points. I don't know if Joe wants to weigh in, but then we're going to pivot big time because I want to get to something that I think is really important, and Joe brought this up in our pre-show conversation a couple weeks ago. All right, Bill.
My threshold for veto overrides is they have to be statewide issues, and they have to be issues that the average voter can understand. Clearly, the income tax cut falls into that category. But the other one, out of the 51, I think there are 2. The other one is the 402-year extension of annual property tax increases. And here's why. No Democrat in the legislature today owns that. Only Tony Evers owns that. I would force an override on that specific veto while it's likely being challenged in court. I'm not sure it's going to prevail in court. Governors have pretty broad authority here in the state of Wisconsin, but that's the other one I would absolutely get Democrats on record on because it's a very hard one to defend. On these 2 vetoes I'm talking about, Republicans are going to be playing offense for the next 18 months, and that's where they want to be. They got a lot of good things in the budget they can crow about back home, but these are 2 areas where they can say, we tried to deliver, and they held you back.
And what I would just say about the $325 per year is the other way to look at this, which is it changes the starting point of negotiations for the next budget and the budget after that and the budget after that. That is the realist impact of this at this point, is that when they look at the budget in the next biennium, one of the questions they're going to have is, okay, we've got into base a automatic $325 upper. What do we do about that? Do we nip and tuck somewhere else? Right? Like it changes the nature of the conversation in a way that for the last 10 years.
The way the veto was constructed, that increase is going to be borne by property taxpayers. So if Republicans decide they're going to put 0 into school aids next budget, which, by the way, has happened once in the last 10 years.
Yes.
All of that is borne by property taxpayers. What Republicans generally do when they put money in on a per-pupil basis is buy down the property tax increase. They could decide leading into 2026 they're going to put 0 in there.
So that would be Republicans forcing property taxes to go up.
No,
and but that's what we're talking about is taking the numbers and turning them into rhetoric that can be used as a weapon in campaigns.
Right, absolutely.
And in the same way that he's saying the $325 upper can be used as a cudgel against Democrats, what I'm saying is Evers now has leverage because if Republicans choose to do that, then we can turn around and say it was Republicans who raised your property taxes.
God, that's just pure politics.
I know,
it's
ridiculous.
I just want to discard it because I don't like it.
We were moving in such a good direction, right?
Well, here's a positive for you. A texter, when is Bill running for office?
Oh, nice. Well, my family sort of voted that down. that was going to happen in 2022. Yeah.
Joel, no one asked, but
nobody's asking. There's a reason for that.
All right, gentlemen. Now, every once in a while, Joe has a really good idea.
Well, let's set this up. So a couple weeks ago,
yes,
former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney is at one of these ideas festivals.
Yeah,
and she's having a candid conversation, and you can be more candid when you're out of office. And she makes this comment that I think we all sort of agreed with. It's funny, but there's a ring of truth to it. And she says, one of the problems in Washington these days is that we have a system that results in way too many idiots getting elected to office, which is funny. I think we all agree true.
Yeah.
We might have different definitions of who some of the idiots are, but I think we all agree there are too many idiots in our politics. And so what I proposed, and I think we're going to have a little fun with, is what are some actual things, actionable items that you could change about our politics that would result in fewer idiots being in positions of public trust?
Who wants to go first?
I did the big setup, so go ahead.
Well, okay. What I would say is you want to have people running for office who are doing it for the right reason, and that is to do good for the people of their district, right? We may differ on what the definition of good is. That's really sort of the basic fundamental difference between the parties. But you want them to go there with the right intention, which is to do the right thing for the people of their district. And, too often we don't see that today, both on the national level, less so on the state level. I think most lawmakers here in the Wisconsin Capitol are there for the right reasons.
So brain scan for intentions?
Well, I'm saying it's on the voter to do that screen. Do I got a radical lefty or a radical righty? And will they really be able to deliver what I want in Madison? At the end of the day, the fundamental principle for a voter is what's in it for me, right? And so when you're looking at candidates, you got to look at it that way. Can this person, male or female, deliver what I need here back in Lake Nebagamon, Wisconsin, or in Slinger, Wisconsin? And I don't think we do that enough. Too often it's a beauty contest. We go with the person that we like or who sounds good or who has charisma.
Or has the right letter after their name.
That's right.
Well, that's on the voter.
Right.
For the most part.
So my first proposal would be to radically reshape the way the major parties select their nominees. We've done this before, right? There used to be smoke-filled rooms. The parties used to nominate people. Then in the progressive era here, we started the primary process. I would propose that, and this is happening in a couple of states, including Alaska and Maine, that all candidates, regardless of party, run together in a primary with ranked choice voting. And for people who don't understand,
it's
that
catching
means,
on in a lot of states.
Yeah, and so for example, if you, and this won't really, if you had Joe Biden and Donald Trump and Chris Christie running it, I would say, okay, Biden's my number one, Christie's my number two, Trump's my number three. And the way that maths out is it makes it harder for the extreme elements on the right and the left to get through to office, right? It forces candidates, as opposed to appealing to those far extremes, to understand maybe they want to be somebody's second choice to get through to a general election. And I think that would result in people who are more mainstream have a better head on their shoulders.
I've had guests on to talk about that, and I would like to see at least the discussion happen in Wisconsin.
All right, we got one.
Okay, my second one would be...
Actually, hold your thought. We're going to take a break. Mine real quick. Required office hours. If you're a dog catcher, you're going to show up at least an hour a week. If you're a council member, you're going to be in an office ready to meet your constituents a few hours a week at minimum. If you're a mayor, you're going to be in that office. And if you're a legislator, you're not taking the summer off to be in your district. You're going to show up in Madison at least 1 or 2 days a week and actually be there answering the phone, or your assistant hands you the phone, answering emails, and no more of this, well, they disagree with me, so I'm just going to ignore their email. That's mine. We'll take a break. Bill and Joe after this.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ. Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Back and neck pain can interfere with your daily activities and reduce your quality of life. Depending on the condition causing your pain, there are effective options that might not require surgery. Here to tell us more is Dr. Saman Shabani, a neurosurgeon with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. First of all, doctor, thanks for being with us. What are the types of back and neck issues that your team treats?
Our team provides from the most common to the most complex back and neck issues, including spinal stenosis, disc herniation, arm or leg pain related to the foraminal stenosis, spinal deformities of neck and back pain such as scoliosis, spinal cord tumors, spinal column tumors, spinal trauma, and as well as spinal infections.
Doctor, is there a difference as to where a person receives care for back and neck pain?
Well, as an academic health network within the Froedtert and Medical College of Wisconsin, our spine team utilizes a team-based approach with different specialties working together to find the right course of treatment for the patient. And that includes working with the orthopedic teams, neurosurgery team, physical medicine and rehabilitation and behavioral health, chiropractic team, and in order to help to alleviate the pain. We always start with the least invasive approach, and then that includes epidural spinal injection, minimally invasive techniques, and then if it's needed, we can proceed with the biggest surgery to alleviate the pain.
Doctor, how about second opinions? Sometimes is it a good idea to get a second opinion, and do you offer those?
Absolutely. I always tell the patient the second opinion is very insightful because there's a lot of different opinions regarding spinal treatments, and just getting the second opinion provides the relief that you're being taken care of and you are in a good hands. And yes, our team absolutely provides the second opinion.
Doctor, this has been a fascinating conversation. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com/spinecare.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Ridgelawns.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Do we have too many idiots in public service? Liz Cheney framed it that way. Joseph Heckey, Democratic strategist. Bill McCoshen on the Republican side. We're kind of vetting some ideas on how we change that reality. Who goes first this week?
So round two, I'll go first. Okay. And I understand that there might be some constitutional issues here, but I think we can get around them if we all put our shoulder into it. Shorter campaigns. You have to find a way to make it so that, for example, members of Congress, the day they're sworn in, don't the next day start running for re-election because of how long our campaigns are. They are so expensive. You have to spend time raising money all the time when you should be responsive to constituents, actually doing the job of legislating. If we can't shorten the time for campaigns, I would be open to extending the terms of service. So, for example, right now the House of Representatives is every 2 years, Senate is every 6, presidency is every 4. I would be open to saying 3 years for the House, 8 years for the Senate, 5 years for the presidency, because I think shorter campaigns, less frequent campaigns, at a time when we were traveling cross country by train, that felt like a longer time. Now, with the way the world works, it feels so quick that you just turn around and you're running right away, and that doesn't lead to good outcomes. At least the people who are like gluttons for punishment of our politics.
I get what you're saying. I'm actually going to go the opposite direction. I think there should be longer campaigns, and here's how it would happen. I think our primaries have to be moved to March. They have to, or in April. They have to be the same time as the spring elections. Our partisan primaries should be at the same time we elect Supreme Court, should be at the same time as a presidential primary election here. And here's why. And this is more for my Republican friends. In the last several cycles, we've found a way at the top of the ticket to destroy each other over the course of the summer and waste tens of millions of dollars. It's not sustainable for Republicans. If we ever want to win statewide, I would move the primary up. I would have it to concur with the spring elections so that we have a candidate early. So to my first point, you get to know that candidate, the nominee, over a longer period of time. The other thing it fixes, at least on the Republican side, and you're probably going to get some hate mail over this, is this notion of the convention endorsing the nominee. That is the dumbest thing in history. And the reason for that is, I mean, there's 1,500 people who go to a Republican convention in an election year. This year, where there were 250. That's it. There were twice as many people at the Dane County caucus than there were at the Republican state convention. Let that sink in. But those 1,500 people want to pick who the nominee is going to be when 400,000 people voted in the Michaels-Clayfish primary. That's insane. We should move the primary up, let the people decide statewide who the right person is, and then let's get to know that person over the full summer. So I'm for a longer cycle.
All right. Mine is the governor has rights. No more gavel in, gavel out on special sessions. The governor has rights. Must have a hearing. We can argue about the nuance and the details of that, but no more of that nonsense, because that's just a farce when it comes to leadership. From my perspective, I don't care who the governor is, Democrat, Republican. Let's do real leadership. And also, I could probably add in, if the minority party has an issue they want to bring up, they get a hearing on it, not just ignore the minority party, which is what happens right now. Both sides have done this. Quick break. More. We'll kind of weave the grab bag into it as well. Bill and Joe on the Political Power Hour right here on WTMJ.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Brewers fans, it's me, Dom Catronio, host of Brewers Extra Innings, here to tell you that you can now catch Brewers Extra Innings wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, and of course, WTMJ.com and the WTMJ mobile app. Every stat, every storyline, and of course, highlights from the games this season following the Brewers all year long. Catch Brewers Extra Innings, presented by Fifth Third Bank, right here on the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Losing sleep lately? The job, the house, the headlines, or investments? How about the feeling your investment partner isn't a partner at all? They might be operating in someone's best interest, but that someone isn't you. It's time for Annex Wealth Management. It's easy. Head to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button. We work in your best interest as a fiduciary. That commitment runs so deep, we put it in writing. Does your advisor do that? Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Start at annexwealth.com.
Wisconsin weather can put a damper on things, but don't let it ruin your outdoor plans. Sister Bay Furniture is furniture built in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Built from premium, sustainable materials, Sister Bay Furniture endures the grueling conditions of Wisconsin weather. That's commercial-grade quality for your outdoor space. Stop by their showroom today, located out in Sussex on Executive Drive, or visit their website today at sisterbayfurniture.com. Sister Bay Furniture, built in Wisconsin for Wisconsin.
For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
We want to decrease your pain as fast as possible. When we inject our powerful, FDA-approved anti-inflammatory and cushioning medicine precisely guided to the root of your pain, in most cases, relief in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees is a reality. For those who go through our entire process, we can very much control and reduce your pain while increasing your quality of life. Thousands of Rejuvenex patients maintain their pain relief with semi-annual to annual treatments, proven to reduce inflammation, to make pain a lot more bearable. Some providers may charge up to $8,000 for similar treatments. At Rejuvenex, because we're in network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, your out-of-pocket expense could be as low as $400 or less, or nothing at all. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Pain Clinics, where you can find pain relief. Really.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
So we had a heated discussion the first half hour. Now we're trying to heal America with Joseph Heckey, Bill McCoshen. Our ideas to make government better, elected officials more responsive, and
less idiotic.
Yes, because we were talking about the Liz Cheney thing earlier. And
by the way, and Mike Gallagher, congressman from Green Bay,
yes,
basically then agreed. He was on a podcast the next day. I think he got asked about what Cheney said, and Congressman Gallagher said, "Oh yeah, that might be
so
some of our colleagues."
We're going to kind of morph this last segment, grab bag, and our other ideas to make America better when it comes to leadership from our electeds. I think you're first this time.
Yeah, so mine is more exposure, more accountability, and this is part of my grab bag. Ron DeSantis, either early this morning or late last night, said that he will be at the RNC debate on August 23rd in Milwaukee. I think that's the right decision. I think they should all be on that stage. If you want to hold the highest office in the land, I don't care if you held it before. If you want to earn my vote, I want to see you compete against the other people who met the criteria to be on that stage, and tell me what your vision for the future is. So my thing is, I think voters have to have more exposure, or candidates have to have more exposure to voters. Voters have to have more opportunity to ask tough questions. It can't just be town hall meetings with your own supporters or people from your side of the aisle and nobody from the other side of the aisle. I mean, at the end of the day, politics is a contact business. If you can't take a hit, you shouldn't be in the business.
Which begs the Trump question. Milwaukee debates.
I think at the end of the day, Trump does show up here in Milwaukee. But if he doesn't, I'm okay with that too, because I think it'll give everyone an opportunity to look at the alternatives to him. So if he doesn't show, I'm good with that. If he does show, it'll be a free-for-all.
My third idea for fewer idiots in politics is my least popular one. Bear with me, folks. Save the hate mail. I think to get a higher caliber of individuals serving in elected office, you got to figure out a way to pay them a little bit more. Like the amount you pay, for example, state legislators in Wisconsin, you either have people who don't need the money, and listen, we should have that perspective in public office, or you have people, not all the time, this isn't right, but like you get some people who the $37,000 or whatever is like the best they can do, or it represents an increase in their standard of living, and then there's a vast, vast middle. People who are running businesses, who are making things, who are engineers, who are professionals, who fall in that big middle, and they go, well, I can't afford to not do my chosen profession and to go be a legislator, and therefore we miss a lot of perspectives.
And my last one is we have to completely redo citizen contact to their electeds. Has to be documented, must be responded to, and retained. And I know this is going to be an ugly reality for
public records champion Steve Scaffidi.
For all the IT folks out there going, oh my God, are you kidding me? But there's too many, I talk to too many people on the text line, on the phone, whatever, who say, I've emailed so-and-so, I've called their office, I never get a response of any kind.
Yeah,
that should not happen.
It should not happen.
Wild. When I was an intern on Capitol Hill in the summer of 2001, Jerry Kletchka, former congressman from Milwaukee, every single person who wrote or called got a letter, and he looked at every single one. He didn't write all of them, like he was a busy guy, but we the staff would draft them. He would look at them, and let me tell you, he'd have some line edits. We got to get back to that.
We've made it too convenient for electeds to not respond to those letters, but to write press releases while they're using that time in a different way.
Or for Ted Cruz.
Tweets, yes.
Yeah. Ted Cruz hosts a podcast 3 times a week. And I understand
that's one-way communication.
Right. Like I understand some of the advantages of that, but like, what are we doing, folks?
All right, gentlemen, final thoughts for the weekend. What are we thinking about as we go to the weekend?
Well, I'll just, on the debate question, I don't think Trump is coming unless, and here's what to watch for. We believe that there is another indictment or round of indictments coming from the Fulton County, Georgia prosecutor. Months ago, she basically announced that in August they would be closing courthouses and getting non-essential staff out and upping security, just broadcasting. we're going to indict Donald Trump for the January 6th, like trying to overturn the Georgia electorate. I think the timing of that announcement will be the determining factor as to whether he goes on stage, because if he gets indicted in the 48 hours before or so, he's not going to be able to help himself from running to a microphone, and that is going to, I think, be a high-risk appearance for him.
So 2 of our 3 kids are home this weekend. It's Wisconsin. It's summertime. Get out there and enjoy it. It's the last weekend of Summerfest. There's so many great things to do. We'll do a cookout. We'll go out to dinner once, and there'll be at least one round of golf. So looking forward to spending some time with my family. Hope you do too.
Living a dream. I will be at Summerfest after the show today.
Very nice.
I got to be. It's my second time, but I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, gentlemen, as always. Joe Zapecki, Bill McCoshen, 2 really smart guys who can actually figure things out and explain them to everybody else in a way that makes sense without yelling, which I appreciate. News is next on WTMJ.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Need a new bank for your small business? How about an old one? For a limited time, you can earn up to a $500 cash bonus when you open a free or basic business checking account with Old National. So think big when it comes to your small business and choose a bank where relationships and results have mattered for nearly 200 years. Visit a local banking center or learn more at oldnational.com/success today. Complete qualifying activities within 60 days of account opening. $50 minimum initial deposit required. Account must remain open 120 days. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Milwaukee is as hard-working of a town as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. We won't stop fighting for you and your family. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
My husband and I had a sleep divorce. My snoring was so loud, it forced him onto the living room couch. I loved Advent. The procedure was only about 20 minutes. I am not snoring anymore.
Results may vary.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Brewers and the Reds. One more series battle for the NL Central, and we'll be halfway there.
Relay, yes! Oh, the double play! Anderson Monasterio and Owen Miller to finish the 5th.
Our coverage starts today at 6 with Brewers Warm-Up on News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
$10 it is 72 degrees. The high today, 75, sunny. A slight chance for rain later on. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. News about your money. New report out this morning revealing that the U.S. economy added more than 209,000 jobs during the month of June. It's one of the slowest growing months since 2020, bringing surprising data for job seekers on what jobs are being created and which ones aren't. ABC's Alexis Christoforous.
We did see jobs created and added in areas like government, healthcare, social assistance, and construction. Interesting that leisure and hospitality, which was a strong area, actually leveled off last month, and we did see a drop in retail and manufacturing jobs. And wages up 0.4% for the month, up 4.4% year over year, a little bit higher than expected.
On Wall Street right now, the S&P is up 1, the NASDAQ up 28, the Dow down 42. An update to a story we told you about first yesterday on WTMJ, deadly shooting in Shorewood taking the life of a woman and her husband. Now, relatives are telling TMJ4 News that one woman was killed, another injured in an incident. This happened in Shorewood Thursday morning near Murray and Lake Bluff. Authorities found the suspect, they believe, unresponsive in a vehicle in Lincoln Park. They say that man likely died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. No other details at this point have been released by Shorewood police. Pilot Air is to blame for a hot air balloon that crashed into a freight train in Burlington last year. This incident happened in June of 2022, leaving 3 people with life-threatening injuries. That balloon hit a freight train near Calumet and Jefferson when it came down. Now, the NTSA's final report says the pilot was trying to land that balloon along a road near the tracks when that balloon got caught in a train car, causing it to be dragged. The white powdery substance found at the White House this past weekend, confirmed to be cocaine, was located at a visitor's entrance for the White House's West Wing. More from ABC's Rachel Scott.
We know that Secret Service has been combing through surveillance video and video logs, trying to get to the bottom of all of this. Sources say that cocaine was found inside of a small bag in a cubby near the entrance of the West Wing. This is typically an area where visitors are asked to leave their cell phones or electronics before continuing on with the rest of the tour. But the bottom line here is that officials do know what that substance is, but they still have no idea how it got here inside the White House.
At this point, NBC News had reported that they hope to have the investigation wrapped up by Monday. It is the third and final weekend of Summerfest underway at the lakefront.
Fans and vendors alike seem to be enjoying this second year of Thursday through Saturday format instead of 11 days straight.
As a vendor, I love it. It gives me an opportunity to refresh inventory and go home and create.
Lilo Allen co-owns the shopping center Bronzeville Collective MKE, and her own small business Papyrus and Charms has a tent at Summerfest's Shop Local Market.
I like to call it culturally conscious wearable art. I have a lot of handmade accessories and also bath and body products, and I also work in collaboration with my father in Jamaica, who makes all of the handbags that I sell.
At Summerfest, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
Drive safely, Wisconsin. Highway workers are out on the road. They do it to better serve you. And just like you, they want to get home safely at the end of a hard day's work. When driving, all of us have a chance to set the right example. Be patient. Put down the phone. Never text and drive. Slow down and move over if possible to give workers a little extra room. Work zone safety. It's everyone's responsibility.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
In Wisconsin, our festivals and events are in full swing all summer long. Here's to seeing legendary golfers at the U.S. Senior Open Championship in Stevens Point, to joining thousands of your closest music-loving friends at Summerfest in Milwaukee. And to wondering, where art thou, Romeo? At the Wisconsin Shakespeare Festival premiere this summer in Eau Claire. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Find more summer events at travelwisconsin.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too. Because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach, one who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at AccuNet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
After suffering back-to-back heartbreaking losses, the Milwaukee Brewers bounced back on Thursday afternoon against the Cubs, this time defeating Chicago by a final score of 6-5.
And the pitch. Caratini to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Caratini!
Next up for the Brew Crew, the first-place Cincinnati Reds, who will embark to Milwaukee to begin a 3-game series tonight. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ, beginning at 6 p.m. with Greg Matzik on Brewers warm-up. To the NBA, where the Bucks and free agent guard A.J. Green have agreed to a multi-year contract. Green averaged 4.5 points in 35 games for the Bucks as a two-way player just a season ago. And staying with the Bucks, the team will tip off their summer league action later today in Las Vegas against the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off is scheduled for 4 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Checking your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic, 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the Zoo interchange. That's on time, and from the Zoo to downtown also looking clear. 4145 southbound, no issues from Highway Q to the Zoo. For the most part, you should be good there. Seeing a little bit of slowdown right around Good Hope heading south there, but you should get through it. 43 southbound, Brown Deer Road into downtown. That's on time and looking good. That'll be a 13-minute ride. And 94 northbound from Layton into downtown. Delay-free, that's a 7-minute trip.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group.
Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny today, slight chance for rain later on, a high of 75. Tonight, a chance for showers and a low of 62 at the lake. For Saturday, there's a slight chance for rain in the morning, otherwise becoming sunny tomorrow, a high of 77. Sunday, sunny, a high of 80. Monday, sunny, very warm, a high of 87. Tuesday, chance for showers and storms, a high of 85 on Tuesday. Right now in Madison, it's 71. Green Bay's at 71. Waukesha, 71. Milwaukee, 72. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:09.
Breaking down the biggest stories, talking about what really matters, and bringing you the biggest forum to let your voice be heard. Now, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue, here's Steve Scaffidi.
Welcome back, everybody. That was a great hour on politics. We're going to shift gears completely. I said yesterday on the program, we're going to have a big show news. Well, it's time for that news. And joining me in studio is Sandy Max. You're here in the afternoon currently, but as of next week, Tuesday, Sandy Max, me and you.
Together.
Yeah. The show called WTMJ Now, News, Opinion in Wisconsin, and why that news matters.
Yep.
I am thrilled about this. It's been a long time since I've had a show change. I started Scaffidi and Bilstead.
That's right.
6+ years ago.
And then you got rid of Eric, who's one of the best newsmen in town.
Not my decision.
What was that
Not
all
my
about?
decision. But I am thrilled that you're joining me. You're a relatively new addition to WTMJ, but I've known you for a long time, and I love your energy, your excitement, your knowledge. You have like the general knowledge of a lot of things, which is I share that passion for knowing stuff. So first of all, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So when we launch this thing next week, people are going to wonder, what is this going to be? So I want to hear what your perspective is on what this show is going to be.
It's going to be even better is what it's going to be.
Better than my show?
No, well, it's you and then more, So if you enjoy listening to Steve Scaffidi, you're still going to get a whole lot of Steve, and Steve the way you expect him. He will not be changing his presentation or his topics or his interests, but he's got somebody to chat with and explore ideas with, and that would be me and my experience and point of view, which sometimes will not be completely in step with you.
Which is cool, because I think a little disagreement makes for a better conversation. I've said this before on the show. What I'm thrilled about is I'm going to have an everyday partner to kind of bounce ideas off, topic ideas, and to get all the great listener engagement, fans of the show, their thoughts on what we're talking about. And it's going to be everything from politics to culture to you joined me on a show this week about movies. You have a lot of expertise in that area that I don't have. And that combination, I think, is a big part of where that success will come from.
And we have a great love of Wisconsin.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Serving people. You've served in public office. I, especially during the pandemic, figured out that I'm a communicator and a connector. And during that time when we weren't getting together and there wasn't a lot of positive things to communicate, I was like, but this is what I do. How do I evolve? And those are at the core of my soul. So to connect with people, when we've got the talk and text line, when we say, join our conversation, or, jokingly, prove me wrong,
Yes.
we really, there's only so much experience you have. There's only so much experience I have. There are people who are listening right now who are in a different place and space in their life, in their age, in their location than we are. And your thoughts, ideas, and experiences are just as valuable to help bridge understanding, to help liven up a conversation, to tell a funnier joke. Like, we're here for the connection. And I think that you talking by yourself, while still including fans to communicate with you, you're still sort of like, I don't know, is it landing? I'm talking to myself.
Yeah,
it's like doing a monologue, for no one. You can't hear the one person clapping or heckling in the back. Where now you'll have me to applaud or heckle you right here in person.
Yeah, hopefully more applaud than heckle, or just saying that out loud on the radio.
But I'll be honest, and I think that's what I also like about the trust and the space that I've experienced throughout WTMJ so far. So this is going to be a move to mornings for me. I've been with Wisconsin's Afternoon News with John Mercure, who's an impeccable journalist. He cares, he's smart, he's thoughtful, he explores very important ideas, whether they're political or the two of you certainly share an appreciation for the military and the service of our veterans and active military. It's been interesting to hear those threads. And I've also had the ability to work with Greg Matzik, who is, man, you want to talk about somebody who's a doer? He's one of those guys who gets things done, doesn't complain, and is a wealth of knowledge of all kinds of things, not just sports. So after being in the afternoons with these two fine gentlemen and having that eye contact and having that brain exchange, I feel it's been a good training ground to now be with you, just us one-on-one. It's not really a big cast of characters. It's us, and our cast of characters is including the WTMJ fans. We'll also have guests.
Yes, we'll have guests. Some of the names that you'll recognize from the past. We'll still do some of the segments.
Friday is not going to change.
No, we'll still have the Political Power Hour, which preceded us today.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about you is you have a very diverse background. So for the folks who don't know Sandy Max, or they only know you from Wisconsin's Afternoon News, a little bit of your history, because it's pretty cool.
Well, thank you. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, so I always say I'm a Milwaukeean by choice, not by birth.
Did you race horses as a child?
No, I did not race horses, and yes, I did have shoes. Those are some of the other Kentucky
good.
generalisms.
Always important, yes.
Yeah, always good. But I wound up moving to Wisconsin because I really wanted to go to a good broadcasting school. I eventually wanted to live in Chicago and work at this great radio station that's all about music called WXRT. That was my end-all, be-all dream job. So I came to Marquette, had a great experience, and wound up working in Atlanta in radio at an oldie station, which there are stories to tell there. When you're the youngest person at an oldie station in the 90s, that was fun. But then my second job out of college was WXRT in Chicago.
So you hit your goal right out of the gate almost.
Yeah. I was worried I peaked early, but I was in events and promotions then, not on the air. So I have that background of project management and events, and basically well, I call radio promotions like hosting big parties.
Yeah.
You're inviting listeners to come to the state fair or to some event in a car parking lot, wherever it is. It's your job to make sure those fans have a great time when they show up and have a valuable experience, that they're entertained or get some free T-shirt, whatever that is. So I have that behind-the-scenes experience, worked in Chicago. I've also not just worked in radio. You might recognize my voice or sometimes my face from the big screen at what was Miller Park. 2003 to 2007, the best summer job ever. I was a Milwaukee Brewers in-game host, the first one.
And I missed all of that for some reason. I was at games. I just had, maybe I didn't pay attention, but
that's all right. I was on in between innings. Like I wasn't there to interrupt the game.
Right.
You weren't going to see me, and a pitching change.
Did you love that job?
Loved it. Loved it. They only stopped having the game day host in 2007 because they started getting good. They're like, oh, we don't need a host now. But yeah, 5 seasons. It was great. I was there for Sausage Gate. I was there for Ben Sheets' 16 strikeouts.
Oh, you saw some big
I
stuff.
saw some fun activity. So we can get into Brewer stuff. So you might recognize me from there, and then you might also recognize my face and voice, not just from other radio stations in town, but on Milwaukee PBS.
Yeah, don't downplay that one because that's a big one.
10 seasons of the Arts Page as host of a half-hour show that's all about creativity that's happening here in Wisconsin and around the country.
So now radio, now with me.
Yes.
This is a cool thing. I'm very excited about it. So when you're making this jump to the morning, are you a morning person?
I can be. Yeah, I am after that cup of coffee.
That's a definitive answer.
Yeah. It'll be a bit of an adjustment, but I do like seizing the day. Being in radio is in my DNA. It's kind of my purpose. And actually, today is July 7th, and it would have been my dad's birthday. And early in his career, he was on the radio in Michigan in the 60s.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he wound up being a TV and radio news reporter.
It's in your blood.
So I know that he is, just on a different plane, but boy, is he excited for me and proud of me, because I feel like this is the job that he should have had. But when you are in radio and you have a young family, it's just simply not, especially in the 70s and 80s, not a job that pays well and will allow you to be in one place to raise a family. So he was always supportive of my radio career. And there are a lot of people in broadcasting school or in communications and their families are like, oh, you do you, but boy, are we going to be glad when you get a real job.
Right.
You know,
this is a real job.
Yeah, it really is. And it's an important job. So I really respect, as you've just taken a moment to get to know me a little bit. I know everyone listening right now probably already knows you've been a mayor of Oak Creek and that you have had other careers, but that you spend a lot of your time still serving and volunteering and being part of the community. And you have such a wealth of knowledge and experience that I am excited to get to know more about the circles that you've traveled in. Being mayor of a community in Wisconsin has allowed you to really get involved in politics on large circles.
From the White House to the State House in Madison to all the local entities, local parts of our great state and surrounding areas. And we're going to continue some of that conversation when you and I start next Tuesday, because I want to kind of get back to those local connections. Former Vice President, now President Joe Biden told me this at the White House probably 8 years ago. Where the rubber meets the road is in these small common council chambers, local communities where local leaders meet the people who pay the taxes and have a lot to say about local government. And I want to bring some of that urgency, some of that concern, some of that excitement to the show. So we're going to talk to mayors, we're going to talk to local leaders. You're going to be part of that conversation because you, like I, love Wisconsin. But we also love the Midwest. We're here for a reason. We love living here. I'm not moving anywhere else. I'm not going to Florida or Texas or California, wherever. I love being here, and you're going to help me, starting next Tuesday, tell that story to all the great fans who have been there with me and now will be there with you.
It's where we live. We want it to be the best place it can be. And there are divisions and there are disagreements. But wow, in this role where people can hear us all around the state and enlighten and entertain and engage and inform, that's powerful. It's important. And it will be a little scary for me to be as open and honest and genuine as you need to be. But that's, if I'm willing to be open and honest, then others will be as well.
Yeah, you encourage that from our audience.
Yeah.
I always have. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with Sandy. But we want you to be part of this conversation. And one of the reasons it's called WTMJ Now, again, news, opinion, Wisconsin, but also that other little piece, why it matters, why the news, why the things that are happening, why they're important. We're going to try to break that down on a daily basis. And I cannot wait until next Tuesday.
Me either. It's going to be a strong, strong start to the second half of the year, really.
Yeah. And, oh, by the way, we get to go to State Fair together and work.
Hey!
In the fishbowl.
Stories to be told at State Fair. Are you kidding?
I've done it before. You've never done it. It's a whole trippy thing that you're going to really get a kick out of.
I have broadcasted at the Wisconsin State Fair with the classic rock station I was with, but we were always set up in this open-air trailer right next to the loudest bands you can imagine. So to be able to hear myself think in the fishbowl and interact with fans instead of shouting, what? And waving to people over a kick-ass cover band at the Charcoal Grill. No, it'll be nice to be able to hear myself think and actually engage. And I'm super excited to be on site at Wisconsin State Fair.
It's the best.
To be able to really get stories from people who go every year, who have this as an annual part of their lives, whether they're farmers or vendors, plus the entertainers. I'll see if I can get Peter Noon on the show.
That would be awesome.
You want to sing along to Henry VIII?
Sure. I think I know most of the words. Don't ask me to sing it right now.
The second verse is the same as the first.
That is true. So that's the breaking news. Sandy Max joins me. WTMJ Now. We're launching next Tuesday.
July 11th.
Yeah, July 11th, 9 o'clock, right after the news. I am thrilled, as I said. I hope you are as well.
I am very excited. And I would actually hang out now, but guess where I'm going as soon as we stop talking.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Milwaukee PBS. We're filming 2 more episodes of The Arts Page.
Can you be more busy?
Engaged. Involved.
All right. That's
Is that
good.
better? Not busy.
That's exactly
Involved.
what we need. Engage, educate, entertain. That's next Tuesday, 9 o'clock. You're listening to WTMJ.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hello, reporting an accident on 40.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, at thehallmazda.com traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Hey, Debbie, this is Al calling. Southbound 894 is backed up all the way to Beloit Road.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Hi, Debbie. It's Mark. There's an incident on the left shoulder, and it's a parking lot.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Guten Tag, mein friends. Yes, that's German. At least my attempt at German. It all happens July 2024. Fox World Travel calls it the German Grandeur Trip. And is it ever? We spent 2 nights in Munich, one of the world's great brewing capitals. We have a beer expert on the tour with us. Then on to Nuremberg, where we'll board one of Avalon Waterway's sweet ships, the Avalon Passion. Just the name sounds amazing. We'll sail the Main and the Rhine rivers, visit the ports of Bamberg, Würzburg, Rudesheim, Strasbourg, many other places, Frankfurt. Sail through the picturesque Rhine Gorge, explore Germany's Black Forest. Always wanted to see that. Concluding our adventure in Basel, Switzerland. Yes, we'll see castles, the amazing astronomical clock in Strasbourg, local wineries, all the beer that I just talked about, a city tour of Frankfurt. River cruising with Avalon offers exquisite accommodations, sumptuous cuisine, exemplary service, included excursions, and so much more. Join my wife Kathy and I. We would love to have you join us. A dozen people have already signed up. Don't wait. It will sell out. To get more information or make a reservation, visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discounts. Call today.
Maintaining your equipment is an ongoing process. Blaine's Farm and Fleet is there to help with great prices on brand name products. Like Carlisle, their cutting-edge technology, product performance, and quality keeps your equipment moving along. Right now, all Carlisle trailer, lawn and garden, UTV, and ATV tires are 10% off. For superior products, trust the experts at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The hardest working people in America find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Wealth-changing question. Is your investment portfolio really customized? Some advisors say they customize them, but all they really do is ask you a few questions, then put all your money in a model portfolio. Here at Creative Planning, each of our private wealth management clients' portfolios is unique. Your investment mix will be based on your custom financial plan. If that's not how your money's managed, you're not getting the customization you deserve. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
All right, big breaking news, but how about this? How about talking about Road America with the guy, John Ewert, from the greatest track in the Midwest, communications director out there at Road America. Hi, John.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good, good. So we know it as this legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit. I've been out there a bunch of times. My friend Jack Baldwin raced out there a few years ago. Tell us about Road America. Tell us what's going on out there.
Well, you know, what's really cool is that there's always something going on out of Road America. This weekend, for example, we have the Trans Am Speed Tour coming up next weekend, July 13th through the 16th. It's the WeatherTech International Challenge, where you're literally going to be able to see almost every type of race vehicle from every era of racing. Over 420 race vehicles from pre-war to the Can-Am era to open-wheel Formula One in the early 90s, all the way up to modern-era race cars. It's pretty incredible. That's next weekend. And then at the end of the month, if you loved watching NASCAR Cup and NASCAR Xfinity on the streets of Chicago, come on up to Road America, because the NASCAR Xfinity Series will be here July 28th and 29th. So that's pretty incredible to see these cars, more modern era NASCAR Xfinity race cars, beating, bashing, and banging for bragging rights on the longest road course here in North America. There's always something going on. Sports cars are going to be on the docket for August. You're going to have IMSA the first weekend of August, and then you're going to have the SRO Fanatec SRO World Challenge coming up near the end of August. So, and then that folds right into our last event of the season in mid-September, the Arians Art on Wheels weekend via CDA. And that's pretty incredible too, because that's also a vintage event, which is nice and fun and casual and relaxed with the colors of the cheat trees changing, you know, some great food and great weather for everybody to come up and enjoy some vintage racing. But there's always something going on, and it's not just stuff on track. It's also,
I want to get to that with you, because I was reading some of the stuff you sent me. Sure. I didn't even realize you could camp out there.
Yeah, we have camping. There's disc golf. There's 4 miles of fitness where you can walk, bike, or run the track. We have pace car hot laps. We We have sunset cruises, so if you're looking for something to do, a date night kind of thing, something different, less than bowling or anything like that, come on up and take a sunset cruise with your family. There's always something going on. So we just encourage people to go to roadamerica.com and check it out.
I have been there a number of times, and one of the things I always love about the circuit, the track, is that it's so accessible. You're up close on many of these turns. The one that's like the hairpin turn that goes then under a bridge. I'm not sure which number that is, but it's just so exciting to see the drivers have to deal with that and the jockeying that goes on. Tell us about some of the coolness, some of the uniqueness of Road America.
Yeah, it is incredible, and you had a great response there too, because it's nothing like you would see at another sporting event. You're right up close to the action. You know, we're very fortunate with how they designed our facility, because once you drive through the gate, then you can bring lawn chairs and you can bring coolers. You can pretty much pick your area of where you want to watch from. And turn 5 is kind of the turn that you were talking about, that nice hairpin left going up the hill towards under the Corvette Bridge. And that's what's really cool too, is that you wouldn't be able to be down on the field at Lambeau Field or even American Family Field. Here you are. You're literally immersed in the action, and you can pick your favorite vantage point where you want to view from. We even have a beach over in Turn 11 with sand and palm trees and beach chairs and food trucks. And that's what's great too, because you can put your feet in the sand, sit under a palm tree, and watch some world-class racing, which is rare. You don't see that at any other type of sports venue. So there's always something to see and do. There's many millions of places. And there's always a cool concession stands nearby with some of the best food ever, from mac and cheese to roasted chicken to roasted corn on the cob, and then also some very clean restrooms as well. So we're called America's National Park of Speed for a reason, because when the cars aren't running on track, you do feel like you're in a national park.
All right, so quickly, if folks want to find out more, where do they go?
RoadAmerica.com, super simple. Scroll around, click around, find your favorite event, find your favorite weekend. If you're bored and looking for something to do, it's an incredible, affordable family option, because kids 16 and under get in free at the gate with a paying adult. So a family of 4 can come up here and have a wonderful time, whether it's for a day or for the weekend.
Yeah, love it. Thank you, John, and keep up the great work at Road America. It is a national treasure and one that everyone should check out for all the reasons John just laid out. So have a great weekend out there, and we'll see you down the road. All right, we'll take a break here for news. Quick commercial break, and then Eric Bilstead will join us with the breaking news from our Breaking News Center.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ. The calendar has finally turned. The sun is out, and now it's time to finally celebrate. Summerfest is back. Tune in right here on WTMJ and during the festival. Visit Jeff Wagner and Wisconsin's Afternoon News in the Pella Windows and Doors mobile studio at the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone down at Summerfest. We are the home of your Summerfest fun. 620 WTMJ.
Since 1946, Ansay & Associates has provided insurance to help secure businesses throughout Wisconsin. Customer satisfaction is our first and foremost priority. As one of Wisconsin's top 10 insurance agencies and among the top 5% of agents nationwide, Ansay & Associates can provide all of your insurance needs, from business, commercial to employee benefits. Ansay & Associates, securing and protecting your American dream.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. And Consumer Cellular customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. And Consumer Cellular has an acute fear of spiders, and your fear of spiders is acute as well. So you already have so many things to discuss when you call Consumer Cellular to talk about our affordable and flexible phone plans. Consumer Cellular, when freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours. and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
You're listening to The Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
All right, I need two callers for virtual baseball sponsored by Signing Unlimited, 855-616-1620. Light up the phone lines. Not only a chance to win the WTMJ prize package, but a shot at winning a $500 gift card. Yes, $500. It's 10:33 from our breaking news center. Mr. Eric Bilstead.
Vandals busting windows at the Wisconsin Historical Black Society in Milwaukee. The society says it'll take weeks to replace those windows. Some of them customized glass that was broken. Federal court judge is ruling against the Mukwonago Area School District bathroom policy. The judge ruling in favor of an 11-year-old transgender child in a lawsuit against the school district, granting a temporary restraining order now prohibiting the schools from implementing its bathroom policy against that student. The policy was recently approved by that school board just last month. Employers pulling back on hiring in June, but still delivering another month of solid gains, adding 209,000 jobs in June. The hiring figure is the smallest in 2.5 years. However, it still points to a durable labor market and makes it all but certain that the Fed will resume its interest rate hikes later this month. Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Checking the numbers now after that jobs report. Right now, mixed bag. The Dow is down 30 to 33,891. The NASDAQ is up 39 to 13,718. The S&P is up 3 to 44,14. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Johnson & Sons Paving time saver traffic. Trouble spot really is 4145 southbound. This is right around Good Hope in that stretch. You're losing the left lane for road work. So down to 2 lanes, and because of that, you're seeing some delays as you bottleneck in there. So you can expect a 3 or 4 minute delay. May ebb and flow at times as you head south on 4145. Again, right near Good Hope Road in that stretch.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Learn more about Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing options. Visit harwoodplace.org or call to schedule a tour.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for the day today. Not a bad day. A high of about 75 and sunny and a slight chance for some rain later on today. Right now the radar's clear. Tonight, chance for showers and a low of 62. For your Saturday, there's a slight chance for rain in the morning, otherwise becoming sunny and a high of 77. Sunday looking nice, sunny, a high of 80. Monday, even better, sunny and warm, a high of 87. Tuesday, chance for showers and storms, partly cloudy, a high of 85 on Tuesday. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 72 degrees. I'm Eric Bilstead, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:35.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Looking forward to mowing and watering the lawn this weekend? Why not leave that to someone else? If you lived in a brand new Cornerstone Development condominium, someone else would handle those duties. That's right. Buy a brand new condominium or standalone home in one of our popular lifestyle communities in Grafton, Muskego, Waukesha, Pewaukee, or Menominee Falls and get your time back. Choose to relax at the community clubhouse and pool or just enjoy your new freedom. All locations are built with your personal selections of finishes. Check out cornerstonedevelopment.com.
Moving Graves headquarters to downtown Milwaukee was the right decision for the future of our company. Hi, I'm John Kissinger, President and CEO of Grave, a full-service engineering, planning, and design firm. We wanted to be part of downtown's vibrancy. Our goal was to create a collaborative and innovative work environment that would attract the next generation of talent. I love working downtown, and so do my employees. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey, Eric Bilstead here with WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News for J.D. Griffiths. They've been at it for more than 70 years. J.D. Griffiths has been Milwaukee's premier provider and builder of garage doors. My wife and I went to jdgriffiths.com, set ourselves up for a free at-home estimate. It was terrific. It was easy. And now we are the proud owners of 2 new garage doors customized to what we wanted. jdgriffiths.com is the website. And by the way, J.D. Griffiths does more than just brand new garage doors. They also service and repair current doors as well. JDGriffiths.com, again, is the website. So whether you're looking to upgrade your garage door for added customization, increase your home value, or need dependable service and repairs, J.D. Griffiths is here to help you make the most of this summer season and enjoy a hassle-free garage door experience. J.D. Griffiths and JDGriffiths.com. Get your free at-home estimate today.
The grass is cut, the hot dogs are hot, and the beer is ice cold.
Right and deep. Oh, baby, get up!
It's time for virtual baseball on the Steve Scaffidi Show. Brought to you by Siding Unlimited.
Wow, let's get right to it. Joining us on the phone line, Tim from Wauwatosa. We'll meet him first. Hi, Tim from Wauwatosa.
Hey, good morning.
Let's play some baseball. What do we need to know about Tim from Tosa? What's your?
I live in Tosa with my girlfriend. Work with IT, help desk kind of work. Longtime Brewer fan. My dream is to see them in the World Series.
I think
one day.
I think that's all of our dreams.
82.
Yeah, I think it's all of our
I do
dreams.
remember 82, but I was very young.
Yes. So let's not. The greatest thing about that prediction, that wish, is that we all remember 82. Most of us. Some of us.
2018, they almost did it.
Yeah, I know they did. So let's hope that comes to fruition. All right, let's meet your opponent, Claudette from Economowoc. Hi, Claudette.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I am good on this Friday. Happy Friday. Tell us about Claudette from Economowoc. Interesting name. Are you French?
Well,
Are you French?
No, my mom's best friend was Claudia, so I got the Ed version.
Very nice. Very nice. So what should we know about you?
I'm married. I have 5 kids. I have 4 grandkids with another one on the way, just kind of living the life.
Perfect for this Friday edition of Virtual Baseball. Up for grabs, a WTMJ prize package and a chance to win a $500 gift card thanks to Siding Unlimited. All right, so imagine us gathering at home plates, American Family Field. We're going to run through the ground rules. Producer Charlie's going to tell you how to play.
All right, Steve, there are 2 players. Each player gets a separate set of 10 highlights. Each set includes an equal number of hits and outs. They are numbered 1 through 10. You get 5 selections, and after 5 swings, we'll get your score. We only record the hit in the highlight, not the runs scored in the highlight. After 5 swings, the number of runs tallied becomes your final score. If there's a tie, the home team gets to try and walk it off. The first caller selected is always the home team.
All right, Tim, you're the home team, so you're going to listen to what Claudette picks for her 5 selections. So, Claudette, 10 audio clips from Brewers games, live Brewers games. What's your first choice?
My first choice is 7.
7 is Christian Yelich.
And here it is. Yelich, a bouncer back up the middle, a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Throw back to second base. And back there in time.
All right, so that was a single by Christian Yelich. Good start. That's an all-important base runner. Claudette, what's your second pick?
My second pick is 4.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 is William Contreras.
2-0. Line to right, and it is going to be a base hit and get by the right fielder. Contreras is on the move. He's at second. He's not stopping. He's headed for third. He's in with a triple.
Oh, yeah, Contreras with a triple. So that means, Claudette, you're on the board with a run and a runner in scoring position at third. What's your third choice?
I will take number 1.
Number 1, it's Christian Yelich again.
The pitch. Yelich a chopper to first. It's a fair ball, and it eats up Young, and it's going to roll all the way into the corner in right field. Contreras is around third. Yelich around second. He's still going, and he is going to be into third standing up. It's 6-2.
Back triples for Claudette. She's got 2 on the board with 2 more at-bats. What's your fourth pick, Claudette?
I will take number 8, please.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Owen Miller.
The pitch. Lined into left field. That's down for a base hit. Monasterio's around third. Here comes the throw to the plate, and Monasterio is out.
All right, so it's a hit. Runner at first base. So you have 4 of your at-bats completed. You have 1 final at-bat, 3 runs on the board. with a runner at first base. Now, there are 2 home runs on the board, but also a bunch of outs. So, all-important 5th and final at-bat. What's your pick?
I will go with number 5.
Number 5 is Willie Adames.
And the pitch to Willie. Hit to left center. Deep. Get up! Get out of here! Go!
Oh, my goodness! Claudette.
Brewers have the lead.
It doesn't get any better than that. He scored 5 runs in 5 at-bats. That is good as it gets. Tim?
Wow, great.
Yeah, so you're in good position. Tim, you know what you have to do now. You have to score 5 runs to tie, and then we'll hopefully go to extra innings. Tim, what's your first pick?
2, number 2.
Number 2 is William Contreras.
Little roller hit up along first. And the pickup by Amaya, and he threw it away down the right field line.
All right.
Yelich is in. To second goes Contreras.
All right, runner on second base. All important base runners because you need a lot of runs. What's your second pick?
Number 4.
Number 4 is Andrew Monasterio.
Pitch from Barucki. Line drive down the left field line, fair. Weimer will come around and score. Monasterio headed towards second base. He's there with an RBI double. Insurance indeed.
Tim not wasting any time. He's got a runner in, runner at second in scoring position. Third, all important third at bat here as you try to match Claudette's 5 runs. What's the pick?
Number 6.
Number 6 is Brian Anderson.
Now Houston. Bless was starting pitching. Anderson checks on right. Tucker back. Gone again. Brian Anderson goes the other way. It's 4-0.
Tim is not laying down in this one. So, Tim, you have scored 3 runs. You have 2 at-bats. You trail by 2. There's another home run on the board, but before that happens, you need a base runner to make that reality a real reality. What's your 4th pick?
Number 7.
Number 7 is Christian Yelich.
And he rips this one fair down the first baseline and all the way into the right field corner. Anderson's going to be waved around third. Yelich on his horse. He's around second, and he's going to get to third standing up with an RBI triple. The Brewers are on the board.
Tim, all the drama.
It's 6-1.
So here's the deal, Tim. You need a home run to tie. There is a home run on the board. Right now, the score, Claudette.
Willie Adames up here.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll go with number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Bryce Terang.
Swinging a line drive. Base hit to right. All right. Bryce Terang with a rocket shot to right.
Tim, you scored 4 runs, just shy of Claudette's 5. Thanks for playing virtual baseball, sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Tim.
Not today, Junior. Okay, thanks.
Call back, play again. Claudette, not only did you score as many runs as is possible, but you are now the winner of virtual baseball, so that means a WTMJ prize package and a chance for a July drawing for a $500 gift card. How does that sound?
That sounds fabulous, Steve. Thanks so much.
All right, have a great, wonderful weekend. Go Brewers, and take us to break. Producer Charlie.
And the pitch. Zip. Zip. Was he swinging 3-0? Zip. 3 balls and a strike on Christian.
My best friend Briley is a force of nature.
Full disclosure, she's talking about the Briley bedroom at Penny Mustard.
You're best friends with a bedroom?
Why not? I admire Briley's incredible ability to be anything she wants to be.
Okay, but...
Don't be fooled by Briley's sweet, soft, gentle curves. She can be both accommodating and fierce.
Strong and sturdy, too, with forever tight bed brackets.
And drawer bottoms strong enough to stand on.
Briley can be singing lullabies 1 minute and preparing for battle the next.
Briley is the opposite of cookie cutter.
She is definitely in a league of her own.
Okay, I changed my mind. I want Briley to be my BFF too.
The Briley bedroom, starting at $381 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest till July of 2025. Through July 9th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience helping businesses make money and keep it. 2023 is in full swing. How are you doing? Do you have money in the bank, or are you just getting by? Doing the same old, and expecting different results? We help you look at your numbers and understand what they mean so you can make better business decisions. How would you like an extra $10,000 or $100,000 in your bank account? I thought you might. Using tried and true strategies, we have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Our Neal deal guarantees you will increase your profits or you don't pay us. Really. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit nealgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help you put more money in your pocket. Again, that's nealgroup.net.
For 60 years, RAID scientists have worked to protect people around the world, including the ones you love most. RAID, protection for all.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
While the warm weather has you feeling like new, get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield. Whether you're saving up for something big or just for a rainy day, Old National is here for you. Earn 5.00% APY with our limited time 12-month introductory money market offer. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 not on deposit at Old National as of April 14th, 2023. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
You are a guaranteed winner with Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for your home's beauty and defense. Siding Unlimited is siding, of course, but so much more. Windows, roofing, decks. Siding Unlimited is recognized as the MVP in all those areas by customers and suppliers alike. You want major league work done on your house, so start by contacting Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Every day at this show, Paul, most days. Well, I could say every day because it's Monday through Friday, of course. That's when I work. Today I did something different. It's going to be a future topic, and if you missed the breaking news at 10, starting on Tuesday's show, the new show will be called WTMJ Now, News, Opinion, Wisconsin, and beyond, because we have a lot of listeners in other places, and why that news matters, which is not anything different than what I do now, but I'll have another voice, a great voice. Sandy Max will be joining me beginning on Tuesday's program. And so this is going to be a topic that Sandy and I are going to talk about next week. And I made it my show poll today because I want to just see where we're at on this, because I think it's an important question, because I've noticed as I drive to work, I work in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin Avenue, formerly Grand Avenue, now the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Avenue, the new names. Vibrant, fun, exciting. I've always wanted to work downtown, and now every day I get to do that Monday through Friday. And hell, last Saturday I was in here as well talking to Rose Gray about a great German trip, by the way. If you've ever wanted to go to Germany, this is the way to do it. It is going to be a blast. We have a beer expert on the trip with us. We're going to try beer and wine. We're going to see all the sights. Start in Munich, a couple nights there, get on Avalon Waterways. They're great river cruising, and then end up in Basel, Switzerland. This is a trip of a lifetime, and I am excited about it. It's a long trip, longer trip. Join us, but it goes fast. I keep telling people about that. It goes very fast. We sold out in a week and a half last time, and we've already got a large number of people who've already signed up or are committed to going, so don't waste any time. So I've noticed when I'm coming into work downtown, Fridays are generally pretty quiet. Not a lot of drivers. I mean, I come early, but I mean, heck, the rush hour is wrapped up by, 8:15 now? I mean, on a Friday. So I asked the question this way. Fridays are increasingly a work-at-home day for many Americans. Do you think Friday will eventually be part of a 3-day weekend tradition? Like we have the weekend right now, Saturday, Sunday, always been that way. Could we be seeing the very beginning of a new reality, new weekend where it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? I kind of think that's what's going to happen. So I gave you a few choices on Twitter. You can find it at 620 WTMJ or at WTMJ Steve. Yes, it's inevitable, 31%. No, work has to get done, 32%, and possibly, 35%, with other being a small number, a couple of comments. So the interesting thing about the results so far with 200 votes, well done you, because I haven't even talked about it yet. They're all kind of the same, which I think suggests kind of the uncertainty about where we're at. I do think this is where we're headed. Now, whether that's a half-day Friday or an off-day Friday, how people handle their remote work, we've seen many industries go to 4-day work weeks, longer duration, instead of 8 hours, 10 hours. Very common in the healthcare fields, firefighters and the like. They actually, in many cases, work 24-hour shifts, then are off for a couple days. So it's an interesting dynamic, interesting change. So I wanted to just put this out there. So if you're not on Twitter, you can certainly tell me what you think on the Old National Bank Talking Text line, 855-616-1620. I think this is where we're headed. The interesting part of all this is, how does it impact our way of life? If Friday's the weekend, what's Thursday nights? Is that a different kind of feel, different kind of nights? So we're going to talk about that with Sandy next week as we launch WTMJ Now. Just want to get a sense right now, today, how you're feeling about that. So kind of a look ahead to the 11 o'clock hour. We're not there yet. We'll get to the news at the top. He wasn't able to make it yesterday, but Chef Michael Fecker is going to join us. Summer cooking. We all have these vegetables that we all grow, right? Tomatoes, zucchini, all that stuff. He's going to walk us through some ideas, and as always, very popular segments. He's on TV now. I see him. I've eaten at a couple of his restaurants recently. So if you have questions for Chef Michael Fecker, tee him up at the Old National Bank Talking Text line, 855-616-1620. He will be here live in studio after the top of the hour news, and it'll be a long conversation because it's fun to talk to Chef Fecker. And don't forget the poll. Again, Fridays, 3-day weekends. Is that going to be the norm? I think so. What do you think? We'll take a break here. Top of the hour news after the break.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Stay in touch. You can reach us on the Old National Bank Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620. Old National Bank. Get old.
I'm Certified Financial Planner Tony Drake with Drake & Associates. If you're retired or looking to retire soon, have you developed a strategy to minimize or eliminate the taxes when you start pulling money out of your IRA or 401k? If you haven't, then you have a very vulnerable plan because taxes are going up in the future. And if you look at the spending our government does, taxes could rise even more. Find out what's missing in your retirement strategy by requesting a copy of my Retirement Ready Toolkit that's loaded with materials designed to help protect you from taxes. Call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982 to get your free toolkit today.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Don't miss the thunder of the Navy Blue Angels at the 2023 Milwaukee Air Show. Presented by Waterstone Bank. Reserve the best seats in the house today. Sky Chalet and Flightline Club tickets are on sale now. Log on to mkeairwatershow.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma was in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
As we said, the breaking news, next Tuesday, the launch of my and Sandy Max's new show, WTMJ Now. Of course, the great WTMJ brand. And a lot of people are asking, well, like, are some of the cool stuff that we do now, are those things going to still be part of it? Yeah, we're going to do as much of that as we can. I might have to tweak if Steve ruled the world because Sandy's part of the show. So maybe she'll have her version of that, or we'll alternate. We'll see. Or maybe we'll tag team on it. Still to be determined. We're still kind of vetting some of that stuff. But many of the great features, segments, the conversation, probably more importantly than anything else, with all of you will continue. I think it's going to be a more robust conversation. A brief note on Carol Kane. She's still going to be a fill-in host here at WTMJ. She's not going anywhere. And you'll notice when Sandy's gone, Carol will be sitting in for her, and as well as some of my vacations as well. So lots of excitement. Charlie going crazy there in the producer's booth. Interesting. You're excited for the break, are you? Yes, you are. All right. After the top of the hour news, get your questions in. Chef Michael Fecker. He of El Mito fame, Dobies in St. Francis on Kinnickinnick Avenue. Not easy to say for some people. Not hard for me. Will join us in studio. Summer cooking, all those vegetables, all the great stuff, grilling. We're kind of wrapping that all around your questions. 855-616-1620. Join us in that important summer conversation. Growing stuff, eating stuff, having fun doing it. That's all next on WTMJ.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
When you walk into Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll find friendly, helpful service, great prices, and brand name products like Balin 20-gauge 6-rail utility gates, now 10% off. Get the job done right with Hillman Hardware, also 10% off. And pick up a 5-horsepower, 9-gallon wet dry vac from DeWalt, on sale $89.99. For superior products, trust the experts at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The hardest working people in America find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
In Wisconsin, making memories together is for everyone, whatever your ability. So here's to soaking up surf culture right here on Wisconsin's Fresh Coast. To making time for stargazing as a family. And to imaginations cleared for takeoff. Here's to festies with besties. And singing along to your favorite song. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. The Brewers and the Reds. One more series battle for the NL Central, and we'll be halfway there.
Relay, yes! Oh, the double play! Anderson Monasterio and Owen Miller to finish the fifth.
Our coverage starts today at 6 with Brewers warm-up on News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Good morning, 11 o'clock. We have 72 degrees, mostly sunny with a slight chance of afternoon and evening showers. High today, 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The U.S. economy added more than 209,000 jobs in June.
President Biden says the June employment report, which showed 209,000 jobs added and an unemployment rate of 3.6%, is, quote, Bidenomics in action. The president says in a statement his agenda is growing the economy by, quote, creating jobs, lowering costs for hardworking families, and making smart investments in America. The June report was lower than economists were expecting and is the slowest monthly job creation since December 2020. Still, a cooling jobs market may be good news for the Federal Reserve as it tries to fight inflation. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
It was a packed house at the Rose Senior Center in Milwaukee for a discussion on a proposed 2% sales tax, part of the state's shared revenue plan to cover soaring pension costs. Alderwoman Andrea Pratt told TMJ4 News.
It has been a mixed bag. I've heard more no's than yeses, though. And I'm weighing all of that. I'm trying to get in front of as many people as possible because I want to make sure my vote is reflective of my constituency.
The Common Council will vote on the increase Tuesday. It needs 10 of 15 votes to pass. NTSA says it was pilot error that caused a hot air balloon to crash into a freight train in Burlington in June of last year. The pilot was trying to land the balloon on a road alongside the tracks. It got caught on a train car and was dragged. 3 people were badly hurt. The Coast Guard says that Italian cargo ship docked in Newark is probably going to burn for several more days. Tom Wilker, president of Gallagher Marine Systems and a representative for the ship's owner, says crews are trying to contain the flames.
Teams are fighting a variety of fires amongst several decks in the superstructure.
That fire's been burning since Wednesday night. It claimed the lives of 2 Newark firefighters and exposed gaps in the ability of fire crews to respond to emergencies on hulking container ships. House Republicans want the Secret Service to brief them on the cocaine found at the White House. Oversight Committee Chair James Comer requested a briefing from the head of the agency by the end of next week. The committee wants to look into White House security procedures. Health officials in Wisconsin have dropped a fine against a dance studio that staged a performance of the Nutcracker in December of 2020, despite COVID-19 restrictions on mass gatherings. Wisconsin State Journal reports Public Health, Madison, and Dane County canceled the penalty pending against a Leap Above Dance, a studio in Oregon, a Madison suburb. Health Department alleged 119 people attended the performance and fined the studio. With each of the 119 counts in the department's compliant punishable by $200, it could have come to $23,800, but a spokesperson for the Health Department told the State Journal the maximum would have been about $3,200. Your last chance to catch some local vendors at Summerfest this weekend.
It wouldn't be Summerfest without a chance for some shopping. Co-owner of Wisconsin Up Clothing, Jacqueline Gapko, says her first year as a vendor has been inspirational.
Vendors help take care of each other. It's a community, and that's fantastic. Everybody supports us as far as the smiles. Everybody is welcoming. It's just been an absolutely wonderful experience.
Gapko says her apparel and accessories embody the Wisconsin lifestyle.
That's that blue-collar love for comfy sweatshirts, hoodies, and tank tops, lake days, all that fun stuff.
At Summerfest, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. I always thought Vince Lombardi came up with that famous sports nugget, but it turns out he borrowed it from a college coach. And now I'm going to borrow it too, because when there are 10 or 20 offers on a property, there's only one winner. In today's inventory-starved real estate market, you need a Lombardi-level mortgage coach, one who has all the best plays in the playbook. Going with your bank for your pre-approval is like playing in a professional playoff game with the JV coach at the helm. The Lombardi-level coaches at AccuNet are called senior loan consultants, and each one has been trained by me to help you and your real estate agent work as one team to deliver the one and only thing that matters, winning. So if you've been losing with your flimsy bank pre-approval, trade up today to a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and a Lombardi-level game plan. And if you're just getting started, why not start with the best? Click on the blue button today and get started with your winning game plan at accunet.com.
Hey, parents and grandparents, with school out and summer here, you need a fun and safe outing for your kids and grandkids. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Treat them to the amazing Mine Shaft restaurant, the most affordable summer vacation destination. I took my daughters there. They loved it. The Mine Shaft has a $2 million game room with over 80 interactive games, including the Big Drop Ticket, Power Roll, and the easiest games for your little ones. And the kids will love the Mine Shaft, especially your teenagers. Enjoy a huge 18-inch pizza, a pitcher of soda or beer, and 100 game room tokens for just $42.99. It's hours of fun and easily feeds a family of 4. It's big food, big fun with a kids menu that starts at $3.99. Have your kids' summer birthday party in the free party rooms. They even have your cake and no cooking or cleaning. Everybody wins. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. It's the perfect summer outing. Reserve now. Check it out. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
After suffering back-to-back heartbreaking losses, the Milwaukee Brewers bounced back on Thursday afternoon against the Cubs, this time defeating Chicago by a final score of 6-5.
And the pitch. Caratini to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Caratini!
Next up for the Brew Crew, the first-place Cincinnati Reds, who will embark to Milwaukee to begin a 3-game series tonight. Coverage will get underway right here on WTMJ, beginning at 6 p.m. with Greg Matzik on Brewers warm-up. To the NBA, where the Bucks and free agent guard A.J. Green have agreed to a multi-year contract. Green averaged 4.5 points in 35 games for the Bucks as a two-way player just a season ago. And staying with the Bucks, the team will tip off their summer league action later today in Las Vegas against the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off is scheduled for 4 p.m. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. A couple of slow spots. Delays aren't terrible at this hour. I-41 southbound from Highway Q to the Zoo interchange, usually about a 14-minute drive. It's going to take you 17 or 18 minutes. I-43 southbound from Brown Deer Road to downtown, about an 11-minute drive. That's running about 14 minutes this morning.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly sunny today with a slight chance of afternoon and evening showers, high 75. That chance of showers continues overnight, low 62 lakeside. Saturday, slight chance of morning showers becoming sunny, 77. Sunshine Sunday, 80. Sunny, warm Monday with a high of 87. And Tuesday, 71. Green Bay, 71 and 72 at Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Breaking down the biggest stories, talking about what really matters, and bringing you the biggest forum to let your voice be heard. Now, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue, here's Steve Scaffidi.
Welcome. You're winding the week down. 11 o'clock Friday. Got an hour left to show, but what an hour this is going to be. I've got Chef Michael Fecker in studio. People are yesterday. Where's Fecker at? Why is he not here?
Good morning, everybody. I'm here.
You're here. So for the folks who don't know you, which is a smaller and smaller number, because now you're on TV, you got your Tell us about the restaurants first.
Yes, I have 4 of them. One of them is Il Mito, which is my flagship in Wauwatosa. Another Il Mito I have in Delafield. I have Zesty in Heartland, and Dobies, which is my supper club in St. Francis. And, of course, I do catering. Look, whatever I can do to get in your heart and into your culinary soul, I will do.
So we're going to spend the half hour kind of talking about summer cooking. We're all growing, not all of us, but a lot of us are growing things. We'll get to some salsa stuff. The Old National Bank talk and text line wide open, 855-616-1620. Questions for you. We're not going to take phone calls. We'll do it on the text thing because I want you to talk as much as possible. So, real quick on El Mito. I ate there a couple weeks ago. Yeah. My friend Karen, who is a picky eater, she won't like that I said that, but she never finishes her. Like, I'm a finish the plate guy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too.
If it's good, I'm going to finish it.
I'm going to finish it.
I want all of it. So she doesn't typically do that. She had the lasagna at El Mito in Tulsa. Ate every bit of it.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment, Karen. Thank you. Yeah, my lasagna, I take short ribs. I slow cook them, I shred them, and then I dice them up, and I layer your lasagna with it.
It's unbelievable.
It's not just ground beef. Yeah, there's very little fat content. So the bechamel that I make classically, layer it again. Another trick to lasagna is you never put tomato sauce in between your layers. Otherwise, the water content of the tomato is going to make your lasagna slide.
So, I think everybody does that wrong.
Yeah, totally. And the tomato sauce goes on top.
That's it.
That's it. And that's the only way you add, the only time you add tomato sauce.
How do we not know this?
Because Fecker wasn't here, Steve.
How do we not know this? Yeah, I think everybody does that wrong.
Yeah, in many ways. And also, you never make lasagna the day of. You always make lasagna the day before. You let it cool down. You cut it into pieces. And then the day of, you warm it up in the oven. So that way, it's easy for your guests to pick it up and put it on the plate.
All right, I got a very specific question to start, kind of launch into a conversation about spices and herbs and stuff.
Sure.
I grow fresh basil. It's like a bush right now.
I bet.
So my wife, Kathy, and I were talking about this last night. We make pesto with the leaves. Mm-hmm. Throughout the summer.
Yes.
Fresh. Sometimes we freeze it in little containers and you can warm it up 30 seconds in a microwave.
Right.
Oh my God, fresh pesto.
Right.
How do you can you store it?
Absolutely.
Like, what do you do with it?
Absolutely. This is what I do. I do the same as what you do as far as growing my own herbs and vegetables to a certain extent. Basil. Remove the leaves from the stem. Get a small little pan and put some paper towel on it. Put the leaves individually on the paper towel. Put them in the freezer. Freeze your basil, and then put them in Ziploc. The reason you want to do them individually is because if you do them all at once, they're going to stick together. Oh. The next time when you want them, you take 20 of them out. You take one of them out, one leaf. It doesn't matter. Remember, Mother Nature's stop clock is freezing. So when you freeze an ingredient, it holds the nutrients and the flavor. The texture may be different because you can't use that basil for fresh basil with mozzarella and tomato. But it was for cooking. That's the best trick, and it keeps its flavor, and it's going to stay like it just picked it up.
On that question, somebody asked about mint and rosemary, and can those also be treated that way?
They sure can. Rosemary is not a summer herb as far as for usage. You can with chicken and everything. I'm a mint, dill, basil, cilantro guy in the summer because summer is all about simplicity. So within the simplicity, you want to use pungent herbs. Rosemary is one of those, but it's too woody for me as far as in the summer.
So a lot of people asking about all the summer vegetables, which are starting now. So zucchinis are starting to pop, right? So if,
beautiful.
Like on mine, I got a couple 2 or 3 inches. I'll let them get to about 6, and then I'll take them. I don't like the big war clubs. But some people do. They make bread out of them.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, once it gets to that point, you have lost that crispness because it's more mushy on you and spongy. So I like it just the size that you mentioned, around 5 to 6 inches, and cut it and use it. The zucchinis, I just gave you a recipe for a salsa. I hope you use that and share that with our listeners. It is a phenomenal vegetable in the summer. What I do is I just brush it with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and grill it. And just mark it with the grill, and then I dice it and use it in my salsa. So you have a little bit of that grill accent in there, but still you have the crunch.
Here's a trick on zucchini. If you get them small, chop them up like, in slices.
Yeah.
Kids think they're cucumbers.
Yeah, they look like him, and they certainly have that crunch.
Yeah. How about kohlrabi? I grew some kohlrabi this year. Fantastic.
Yes, Swedish turnip. Yeah, absolutely. And
easy to grow.
Beautiful. Swedish and kohlrabi, I give you a very simple recipe. You slice it really thin, salt, lime juice, a little bit of tajin, which is, my wife is from Mexico, tajin, which is that beautiful spice that you put on, and eat it raw. Oh my God, Steve! It is ridiculous. It is so good.
I'm getting hungry just hearing about all this stuff.
I'm telling you.
And we were talking during the break before we started that we're going to start doing some videos with you. I have a new host coming in next week, Tuesday. Sandy Max is going to join me. So we're going to do some video work with you, kind of sharing some of your tips, your secrets, to like the lasagna thing.
I'm yours. I'm all yours, and I belong to the listeners. So I would love to.
All right, the big summer crop that we always talk about is tomatoes.
Got it.
All right, so let's talk about it. Obviously, salsa's the easy one. I shared yesterday my dad's spaghetti sauce recipe. Right. More than 1,000 people requested.
I bet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I give you a quick salad. I mean, tomatoes, like you said, they have so many. We can use them in so many different variations. Salsa is a quick one. Again, Maricela being from Mexico, we just dice tomatoes. Okay, fresh cilantro, jalapeno, lime juice. But remember with your salsas, everybody, the recipe that I shared with you also talks about this. After you make your salsa, you let it sit in the refrigerator covered. Strain your salsa before you serve it.
So there's less liquid.
That's right. So the reason for that, but you never throw away that juice. You freeze it in a Ziploc, and the next time you're making salsa, or you use that juice as a marinade. So why all the flavors are there. And also remember, once you add salt to your salsa, there's going to be even more juice. Why? Because salt pulls out the water. And tomatoes are 60 to 70% water content.
All right, so somebody asked about, I always struggle with this, how to make it medium, hot, crazy spicy. What's the trick when let's say you're making a nice batch?
Yes.
Is it the pepper they use or the amount of peppers?
Yes, of course. First of all, the pepper that you use, because the capsaicin level is higher depending on what we use.
Everybody uses jalapenos. That's the common one.
Right. Another one, everybody, always take the seeds and the veins out of your peppers. So the ones that have issues with digesting peppers and spicy peppers going to have less of that issue. Now, I like serranos personally. I think chilies and peppers are the spirit of summer cooking anyway. Poblanos is another one that those of you that love spice, but you can't have it too spicy. Poblanos are those that we call anchos when they're dried out. Poblanos have a very, very mild spice, and they hit and they disappear. It doesn't mean that they linger like many other chilies.
Are you one of those fans of like the super hots?
No, absolutely not. I'm totally like you. I mean, look, when you make something that spicy, your pain receptacles kick in. Yes. Your palate is dead. You don't taste anything anymore. So as a chef, what am I hiding that I make my food that spicy?
Yeah, for me, it's like, if I'm hurting while I'm eating it, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, that is not enjoyable. Yeah,
my guest in studio, Chef Michael Fecker from El Mito and Dobie's and a couple other restaurants as well. Your questions we're going to get to 855. I see them coming in. 616-1620 questions for Mike. Michael Fecker, chef extraordinaire.
Throw them at me, everybody. Throw them at me. I'm
Give
ready.
The best. Summer vegetables, zucchinis, tomatoes. What else have we grown? Pumpkin.
We got berries for as far as my salsa that I gave you has some strawberries in it. Green beans is there. You know, the squash that you said is there. Zucchini is there. Cucumbers are there. I love mint, cucumber, tomato salad. You know, just some red onion and leave it simple.
Oh, and I don't want to get out of here without you giving the recipe on the air for that drink I had at El Mito's.
The Italian mule.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Everybody knows about the Moscow mule.
Yeah.
Let's go to Italy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They have mules in Italy. What's the matter with everybody?
Come on. What are we doing here, Chef Michael Fecker? More with that after this.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Come on, homie, we major. We major?
No, he's Major. Major Garrett, that is.
Russia and its calculus behind what it thought it would achieve in Ukraine has almost, if not totally, unraveled.
CBS News' chief Washington correspondent joins Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday at 3:45.
Now he's going to have to face this indictment and go through a criminal judicial process. It's a heavy day for the entire country.
Right here on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Advent. I've talked about it, snoring issues, tossing and turning. Nobody wants that. Last night, for me, after having a procedure at Advent, 8 hours of solid sleep. That could be you. No tired mornings on the radio, no tired mornings doing what you do for a living. To put it simply, my nose wasn't working. I went to Advent. Quick 30-minute visit, a very simple sleep study at home in my own bed. They determined my problem, sinuses, nasal passage, breathing triangle. No more snoring, no more restless nights. That could be you. If you struggle like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help you. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better and your life better for that matter, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. I did it. You can do it. Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better.
Wealth-changing question. Is your advisor giving you incomplete advice? Besides investing, there's also taxes, insurance, estate planning, and other elements that can be stressful to organize. At Creative Planning, we provide all the expertise, all the advice you need, all in-house, ensuring every aspect of your wealth works harder together so you can enjoy your wealth instead of worrying about it. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Looking forward to mowing and watering the lawn this weekend? Why not leave that to someone else? If you lived in a brand new Cornerstone Development condominium, someone else would handle those duties. That's right. Buy a brand new condominium or standalone home in one of our popular lifestyle communities in Grafton, Muskego, Waukesha, Pewaukee, or Menominee Falls and get your time back. Choose to relax at the community clubhouse and pool or just enjoy your new freedom. All locations are built with your personal selections of finishes. Check out cornerstonedevelopment.com.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Always popular guy around here, Chef Michael Fecker from El Mito, Dobie's, and several other restaurants joining us in studio talking about food, summer cooking. Now, a couple of texters said, spell the Spanish spice.
The spice, absolutely. It's called tajin, Tajin. And it's a beautiful blend of lime, different chilies, but it's not spicy. And they use sea salt, so it's not iodized salt. It's not cheap salt. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get it in any of your stores that you go. They carry it everywhere, Steve.
And what would you use that for? Everything, or?
I would add it to various vegetables and cook it. This is my trick that I do with tajin that nobody thinks about a lot of times. You take a little bit of tajin and you put it on a plate, okay? You take your piece of salmon or your breast of chicken on one side and smash it down so tajin sticks to it. Olive oil, put that side that has the seasoning on it and go on it and let it cook all the way through. Oh, my God. It is just ridiculous. It's so good.
Somehow we got to figure out how a food smell while we're doing this.
We would be billionaires. Smell-o-vision was for TV. What do we do for radio?
Yeah, a radio version of that.
Right.
A really specific question. We were talking about lasagna earlier. The tomato sauce and lasagna, would that be the same if I was making a vegetable or cheese lasagna? Would I only put the tomato sauce on top?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter. Anytime you layer pasta, you need to make sure you use natural glue, which is usually your cheese. The minute you add tomato sauce to it, you're adding extra liquid, which is water content, and it's going to not allow the glue, which is the cheese, to do its job.
All right, we're talking about salsa. This is from the Old National Bank Talking text line, 855-616-1620. If you have a question for Chef Fecker, just fire it off on the text line. Can you just run through the salsa recipe quickly? Go slow so everybody can jot it down.
Absolutely. The salsa recipe that I sent to you this morning is basically 1 ripe tomatoes, fresh corn that you shave the kernels, 1 red onion, 1 yellow bell pepper. You want color there. You want 1 yellow squash diced. Make sure you get the small one so it doesn't have too much seeds. 10 medium strawberries diced. 1 zucchini diced. Juice of 1 lime, a nice sized lime. You want a lot of the citric acid in there. 1 clove of garlic minced well. Salt and pepper to taste. The recipe is simple. Add everything together with your lime juice, salt and pepper, except the strawberries. Let it sit inside the refrigerator, covered for an hour. Strain. Add the strawberries to the strained one. Mix it. Taste for seasoning, because remember, water is a thief. It takes away the seasoning. Season. A drizzle of olive oil, mix again, and serve. That's it. That's going to be a salsa. That can be a sauce. That can go over your salmon. That can be over your chicken.
Could be
God,
a salad.
I amaze myself.
It could be a salad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You wanted the salad, just dice them a little bit larger. That's all I would do.
A lot of people saying that seasoning, that tahini,
Yes.
great on sweet corn and watermelon.
Who said that about sweet corn? That is a classic Mexican, actually street
corn.
dish. Corn,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Exactly. Tajin and mayonnaise. But I would do sour cream and tajin on top.
Mayonnaise.
That's a classic. Tajin, queso cotija, and mayonnaise.
A lot of people asking, will I put the recipe online? Yes, I will. Tahini is awesome on the rim of margaritas.
Who are these people? I love you guys. Absolutely. What we do at home, at my house. Another one that tajin is awesome with, in the bottom of a nice size glass, lime juice, and pour your beer on it. Oh, God. You're going to go to tajin heaven, I promise you.
Now I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
All right, so talking about thirsty, I had tried at your El Mito restaurant on North Avenue in Tosa.
Yes.
Great restaurant, by the way.
Thank you.
Your Italian mule drink.
Yes. Moscow Mule is classically ginger beer and vodka. Now, to create layers of flavor in any drink, just like cooking, I add Aperol, which is a blood orange liqueur.
Yep.
I add fresh lime juice a little bit so it balances the sweetness of the ginger beer and vodka. And that's it. That's all I do. Remember, Steve, drinks are just like food. It's all about balance. If it's too sweet, you're just drinking sugar water. I don't want that. Thank you.
Matter of fact, I had 3 of them.
Thank you. Good. Did everybody hear that?
All right, still a chance. We've got to take one more break before we let him get out of here, but Chef Michael Fecker is joining us in studio. Questions about summer cooking. We haven't got to grilling. We talked a little bit about it last week.
Yes.
If you have some grilling questions, fire them off. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left. 855-616-1620. We'll continue the conversation on WTMJ.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ, Wisconsin's Morning News.
The system is broken on the price tag.
Join Vince Petrano every weekday starting at 5 a.m.
You're not making college more affordable by giving people tons and tons and tons of loans.
Start the day with what you need to know.
I could buy a Ferrari and pay for it for the rest of my life, but I could buy one if you make the loan so super affordable or whatever. It's always bothered me about politicians, both sides of the aisle, saying we got to make college more affordable, and that means just throw more loan money out there.
Only here on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
Life is just getting started at 3 Pillars, Wisconsin's top-rated continuing care retirement community. Located on 300 beautiful Lake Country acres, 3 Pillars is taking reservations for new high-end active adult residences. With 4 styles to choose from and amenities like a supper club, fitness center, spa, pub, dog park, trails, and gardens galore. The choice is easy as you start your next adventure. Learn more at 3pillars.org.
Wisconsin, are you ready to rally? Be sure to make plans to stop by Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc during the 120th Homecoming Festival, July 13th through the 16th, with 45 vendors, 23 bands, and of course Harley-Davidsons. You won't want to miss this anniversary. Whether you ride or not, there's always something for everyone at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. For more info, like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Last few minutes with Chef Fecker. So for all of you asking, how do you spell it? F-E-K-E-R. It's simple.
Yes.
One more time on the spelling of that spice.
Tajin. T-A-J-I-N. You're going to love it. It is so many different ways you can use that spice, and it's going to make your life easy because, remember, spices that come together and they're together have already done the job for you.
Is it available everywhere?
Everywhere. There is not a supermarket now that doesn't carry tajin.
I didn't know that. All right, so we want to mention grilling because it's grilling season. You made some great points during the break about maybe what we don't realize.
Yes, we don't use the grill as a heat source. A grill is a heat source. You don't want to be stuck in the kitchen, in a hot kitchen. Go outside, put your frying pan on there, and many grills these days come with a nice little, burner and so on and so forth. Use it. Steam your fish sometimes. Put it on a cedar plank and do a salmon cedar plank, so on and so forth. There is so much you can do with simple approach to ingredients and good ingredients in the summer.
From the Old National Bank talk and text line, is the chef doing any cooking classes, anything online?
Absolutely. ChefFecker.com. I do personal cooking classes. You can come with me in my state-of-the-art kitchen, cook with me. I'll walk you through everything. I'll do your recipes, whatever you want. I told you, whatever I can do to get into your culinary soul, I will do.
I love that. So if I came to your restaurant,
yes,
in a non-busy time, would you let me watch the kitchen in action?
Yeah, not only that, but I have a kitchen created in Il Mito that you and I can cook in.
Oh.
It's a hands-on experience that you have with me. Or you can bring 10 people, and I have stations, all, state-of-the-art equipment. You go in the stations and cook, and I cook with you.
Somebody asked, and also producer Charlie asked, about best places, best farmers markets to buy some of these great vegetables.
To be honest with you, I love West Dallas Farmers Market. The mistake everybody makes with Farmers Market, the minute you see the first ingredient that looks good, you buy. And by the time you're done in half an hour, your hands are full. Walk around the market first, see who has what, because you may see some tomatoes now. You see better ones down there, but I already bought it. So walk around, enjoy Farmers Market, make it an event.
What's your favorite tomato?
Aromas, I like tomatoes, aromas, because the skin is very thin, a lot of flesh, not too many seeds.
I'm a San Marzano guy.
I know, of course you are. Yeah, I love San Marzano, especially San Marzano from San Marzano, Italy, because those guys grow in volcanic soil.
Right.
San Marzano from California is a little bit too spoiled. It's got irrigation, it's got this, it's got that. Those guys don't.
All right, always fun. I don't have a break. I got to wait for the news, right? Okay, we're waiting for the news. But let's do it again in a couple of weeks with Sandy Max joining us.
I would love it. Absolutely. This is flavor time, everybody. So I'm always here for you and answer all the questions. Whatever I don't know, I'll make up. You'll forget it.
Chef Michael Fecker, always a pleasure to see you.
Love you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody.
Our news time is 11:30 from our Breaking News Center. Connie Weber.
Thanks, Steve. The U.S. will begin supplying Ukraine with cluster munitions by passing a U.S. law prohibiting the production, use, or transfer of cluster munitions with a failure rate of more than 1%. The Cudahy woman charged with stealing more than $100,000 in donations for Stars and Stripes honor flights ordered to report to jail and will be booked on Sunday. In court yesterday, Joni Nogue didn't enter a plea. According to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, her attorney says she's ready to make good on the situation. Federal court judge ruling against a McGuanago area school district bathroom policy in favor of an 11-year-old transgender child who sued. The judge granted a temporary restraining order prohibiting the schools from implementing its bathroom policy approved last month. Earth's average temperature set a new unofficial record high Thursday, the third such milestone in a week that's already rated as the hottest on record. The planetary average hit 63 degrees, surpassing the 62.9 degree mark set Tuesday and equaled Wednesday. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The markets are up. Dow is up now 15 points. S&P 500 is up 13, and the NASDAQ Composite is up 75. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Taking a look at your roads now with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Some of those earlier delays have resolved themselves. One problem area, it's not too bad yet. I-43 southbound from Brown Deer Road to downtown. Normally about an 11-minute drive. That's running about 14 minutes this morning.
Traffic is brought to you by Crest Cadillac. Find them at crestcadillac.com. Crest Cadillac of Brookfield, located on Capitol Drive, just west of Interstate 41. Discover Crest Cadillac at crestcadillac.com.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly sunny today with a slight chance of afternoon and evening showers. High 75, chance of showers overnight with a low 62. Slight chance of morning showers tomorrow, becoming sunny, 77. Sunshine Sunday, 80. Sunny and warmer Monday with a high of 87. Then that chance of rain returns on Tuesday with a high of 85. Right now at 74, Menominee Falls, 72 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:32.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ. Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Cornerstone Development. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Gear up for a can't-miss week of summer baseball as the Brewers battle NL Central foes in the Cubs and Reds. Monday, July 3rd through Sunday, July 9th. It's a 4th of July week stacked with Brewers action. 2 divisional matchups and fun for the whole family with kids and seniors days. Plus Sesame Street Day at the ballpark on Saturday the 8th. Get your seats at brewers.com/promotions.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Sister Bay Furniture. Summer is finally here. Time to fire up the grill for some quality outdoor time with friends and family, and everyone will enjoy relaxing on your Sister Bay Furniture. Sister Bay Furniture is premium, high-quality outdoor furniture built in Wisconsin, built for Wisconsin. Premium, sustainable materials designed to survive years of Wisconsin weather. That's commercial-grade quality for your outdoor space. Customize your Sister Bay furniture set. Pick from several different styles and colors to fit your unique outdoor space. Need professional help? Sister Bay Furniture has a team of in-house design experts. They can help you plan and create the outdoor space of your dreams. Right now, when you go to Sister Bay Furniture, tell them Vince Vitrano from WTMJ sent you, and you get an additional 10% off already reduced prices, including ready-to-take-home sets. You can visit the website to shop ahead, sisterbayfurniture.com, to see the entire selection. That's sisterbayfurniture.com.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Little cleanup on some of the things we talked about today. My friend and the mayor of the city of Waupun, amazing city of Waupun, Ron Bishop, says they've gone to Friday half days. We were talking about earlier in the show, and that's my show poll today, about maybe we're seeing the beginning of the 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for everybody or most people. Someone's got to work, right? Someone always has to be on the job. But for the general population, maybe this is the beginning of that. So they said in Waupun, Friday half days in the summer, because nothing happens in the office on a summer Friday afternoon. They just added a half hour to Monday through Thursday and now close city offices at 11:30 on Fridays. See, that's what I love about Mayor Ron from Waupun. He's not afraid to do things differently. I mentioned this in the context of the conversation earlier in Political Power Hour with Joe and Bill. We got to start thinking about some of these things and get away from this lockdown, afraid to change, the old way is always the better way attitude that frankly plagues most elected officials. And I think leaders like Mayor Bishop in Waupun and others, Katie Rosenberg up in Wausau, completely different politically, but understand that innovation, cool stuff, thinking outside the box is actually how you lead. Look, leadership is hard. I say it all the time. I have a coffee mug in my home office. Most people aren't good at it. But the ones that are, we should follow their lead and start to understand there are different ways to do things. Look, I like tradition. One of the traditions I like is the Green Bay Packers. That's a great tradition. But even the Green Bay Packers, you want to use a sports analogy, changed Lambeau Field in a much different way. And they didn't blindly put a dome on it like everybody else does in our division or wants to, like in case of the Bears. They said, no, we can do something different. And they built the club section, the luxury suites. Enhance the experience. The best pro shop in the NFL. The best Hall of Fame, team Hall of Fame in the NFL. That's a traditional franchise, one of the best and the oldest, doing it in a different way. Cities can do that. One of the easiest examples I threw out as a former leader, garbage, right? You used to have to haul your damn garbage out to the curb. Now you've got a cart, you throw it in, clean, less mess, more efficient, and in some cases, cheaper than what you did before. That's an innovative way of looking at local government. So thanks to Mayor Ron for sending that along. And I'm not kidding. If you haven't been to Waupun, go check it out. It's an amazing city with a kind of a revitalizing downtown, one of the best collectible card shops in the country. Google it. You'll find out what I'm talking about. And if you're an online collector, they do some great opens on online. You can track it all down. So I also wanted to hit on this quickly. We did a breaking news segment with Sandy Max earlier in the show. So as of Tuesday of next week, my show becomes WTMJ Now with Sandy and Steve. And Steve and Sandy, because it's 50-50. We are going to be talking about all the same things we talk about now and some different things. Because as I said to Eric earlier and Mike Spalding, she brings a piece of the conversation that I don't have. A broad understanding of pop culture, a broad understanding of music and the arts. I don't have that. So when people ask me about the show, I always want to add things. One of the things I do is add voices. Well, this is adding a voice that will be here Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, every week as part of WTMG Now. That's the exciting part. And that's the kind of the wisdom of people like Craig Karmazin, who owns GKB. And our great leadership team here at WTMJ and the other stations, The Truth, 101.7, ESPN 94.5, not afraid to take chances, not afraid to do things differently. So whether it's the public sector, private sector, media, whatever it is, we try to innovate always. There's plenty of places you can go for the old style, yell at you, one way is the right way, I'm smarter than you are. You want to go find those. They're all over the place. A lot of those people make a lot of money doing it. Frankly, it's a waste of my time, and frankly, it's a waste of your time, if I'm going to be completely honest. Not saying you can't listen to it. Do what you want. That's not the most productive use. We can all cheerlead for the side that we like. My world, kind of lazy and gets you to nothing that is worthwhile and worth doing. My take. All right, we'll take a break. After the break, the Weekend Review is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
This is the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
You're just going to have to live with it. That's what I told myself. And if you can believe it, that's what the doctors told me.
Since Andy was a boy, he had health issues, which later we would find were primarily due to his trouble breathing. So for 36 years, Andy lived with about 85% blockage in his nose. He had to breathe through his mouth, because when he tried to breathe through his nose, it felt like he was being suffocated. It affected his sleep, his work life, and his ability to play sports. And he wasn't going to let it ruin his life anymore. So he came to Advent. As bad as it was, his problem required a simple solution. In-office balloon sinuplasty and turbinate reduction. Procedures you won't find offered by big box healthcare. This is Dr. Madan Kandula. It's definitely possible that your nasal breathing problems have a simple solution too. You can hear Andy's story in his own words at adventknowsandy.com and begin on your path to breathing well and living better.
Results may vary.
Yeah,
There's a whole lot of insane out there. In roller derby, it's not a game, it's a bout. And each jam is filled with insane drive blocks and rushing soul crushes that rip shivers through your toe stops. Pace line, pivot line, jam a grand slam, whip a scoring pass, or you're down with rink rash. Yeah, there's a whole lot of insane out there. And every Wisconsin roller derby girl knows to be insanely good on the flat track, you can't be insanely drunk. And if you can't be drunk on those wheels, you'd be super insane to roll drunk on your car's wheels. So take it from Wisconsin's best jammers, blockers, and pivots. When it comes to driving,
drive sober on the road, no matter how many wheels you roll.
Because you can't lap the pack with an OWI riding your back. So ladies and guys, drive sober or get pulled over. And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways. Download the free Drive Sober app with a Find a Ride feature, awesome videos, and more at witrafficsafety.org.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Don't miss the thunder of the Navy Blue Angels at the 2023 Milwaukee Air Show. Presented by Waterstone Bank. Reserve the best seats in the house today. Sky Chalet and Flightline Club tickets are on sale now. Log on to mkeairwatershow.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at GuysDoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at GuysDoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
Thanks for all the great texts, comments, feedback. A lot of people talking about the new show next week. I'm excited about it. And we spent some of the 10 o'clock hour talking with Sandy Max about the launch next Tuesday. So Monday I'll do a solo show, and then Sandy and I will launch WTMJ Now. News, opinion for Wisconsin and beyond. News and why it matters, I think, is the subhead there. Talking about news in a different way. All kinds of news. It's an addition, rather, that I think is going to be part of the great story of this station as we've launched new stations, The Truth 101.7, and if you listen to the shows on Wednesday, I bring in Melanie Ricks, who works with the Bucks, does some local advertising now, just a great local voice, smart young woman. We're going to continue to do that because I think there's real power in a variety of voices. I've always tried to feature that on my show with the guests that we bring on, the topics that we discuss, and that will continue and will be even better starting Tuesday with Sandy. Another great feature that we do here at WTMJ is the Week in Review. This week is no different. A packed Veterans Park for July 3rd. White powder discovered in the White House. 400 years of funding and more. It's the Week in Review, sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
An abrupt announcement, Experience Fitness saying they're closing all locations in Wisconsin.
This here definitely came as a surprise to all of us. No notice at all that, oh, by the way, when you leave here today, don't come back.
8 riders stuck upside down for over 3 hours. It happened on a roller coaster at the Forest County Festival in Crandon over the weekend.
There was a mechanical failure with the ride where it became stuck up in the upright position. Everybody seems to be doing as best as they can given the circumstances.
Okay, all the blood's going to my head.
Mine too.
Veterans Park is crowded today, and people came from all over to make it so.
Chester, Minnesota, we drove all the way out here, hang out for the weekend.
Chicago. So we came to watch the fireworks at Veterans Park because we had to be lit.
You hear the music playing Good Day by Ice Cube? It's a good day.
Today was a good day. And it's the one thing we do besides Christmas that we absolutely do every year.
A 15-year-old boy, another victim of gun violence following a shooting Monday night in the city. Milwaukee police called just around 11 p.m. to the area near North and Murray.
This is an area that sees a lot of people coming through from day to day.
The once and future king, the boy king,
who has grown to fulfill a destiny of greatness. Look on his works, ye mighty, and despair, for he has surpassed the kings of Egypt. With 62 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes for his 16th win, I give you the #1 ranked eater in the world, Joey Chestnut!
Cleanup efforts will continue today in Dodge County following a train derailment.
We don't know exactly how this happened yet, but we're still trying to figure that all out.
A powdery substance triggered a partial White House evacuation Sunday, and now we've learned it was identified as a cocaine-like substance.
President Biden was not here at the White House at the time the substance was discovered.
Very interesting. Governor Evers has signed the 2-year state budget, but not before adding some vetoes of his own.
They sent the budget back to my desk without making critical investments in key areas that they know and have acknowledged are essential to the success of our state. That decision is an abdication of duty.
Wisconsin's governors have a unique power. Unlike other states, they can alter certain pieces of legislation by replacing words or letters as they see fit.
And so what he just went in there is scratched out 2023-24 and then scratched out 20 and left the number 24, scratched out the hyphen, 25 to give you 2,425. This funding would increase every year for the next 400 years.
Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, launching Threads.
Whoops, sorry, not that Threads.
Users already signing on in droves. Meta co-founder Mark Zuckerberg posting 10 million in the first 7 hours.
Twitter has sent a cease and desist letter to Meta over Threads.
I think Elon is definitely, if he's not nervous, he probably should be.
Well, I did say people were going to die.
I'm moving through some changes.
There's a bunch of announcements today. Wisconsin's Morning News is going to be moving an hour later. So Wisconsin's Morning News is going to be starting at 6 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. starting Tuesday, July 11th. Steve Scaffidi and our own Sandy Max will be partnering up moving forward for a new show called WTMJ Now. And our very own Greg Matzik is going to be stepping up into the co-host role of Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
What a week.
If you're an old man like me, say Glizzy, throw him on the grill.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Oh, brilliant work. I believe Adam Roberts still putting that all together. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I always love that feature. Thanks to the folks at Outdoor Living Unlimited. All right, a couple quick homework assignments for you. If you want to know about all the changes, some of which were detailed in the Weekend Review, just text the letters WTMJ to the Old National Bank talking text line 855-616-1620. I'm going to break them down for you. In my case, new show WTMJ Now with Sandy Max beginning next week. And for all the fans of my dad's spaghetti sauce and meatball recipe, which more than 1,000 people requested those recipes, it's still live. SAUCE to 855-616-1620. Trust me, it's great. The best meatballs I've ever tasted, and I've been a lot of places and ate a lot of meatballs. Is that too personal? I don't think so, but those will be the best you've ever had. But you got to work. You got to do that. You got to text SAUCE, and then you got to make them, and it's not easy. And for all the folks asking about Chef Fecker's salsa recipe, I'm not going to burden all the producers with making another talking text. Send me an email. Just put salsa or something. I will email you, reply back with the salsa recipe, which I have in my possession. Just email me at steve.scaffidi, 2 F's, 1 D, at WTMJ.com. What else can I do? I'm exhausted from all the heavy lifting I've done today. So email me at steve.scaffidi at WTMJ.com with the word salsa in the subject line, and I will mail the recipe back from Chef Michael Fecker, he of Almito and Dobie's and other restaurants in our area. And if you haven't been, go check them out. They're fantastic. All right, we'll see what Jeff Wagner has up his sleeve and on his mind from Summerfest, the beautiful Summerfest, where I will be this afternoon with my wife, Kathy, walking the grounds, eating and drinking. I can guarantee you I will do both those things. Jeff has to work. I will be imbibing and consuming at Summerfest. Final weekend of the 3-weekend version of Summerfest. What do you think? We'll discuss. If you see me at Summerfest, say hi. All right, quick break. Back with Jeff after this.
You're listening to the Steve Scaffidi Show on WTMJ.
All right, Team Big